Hello and welcome everybody back to the Giblet Gauntlet. Number 4, we have a big lower bracket elimination match coming up today for you guys. We have the Western Warriors coming up against the K Crew. I am K-Man, joined here by Muxy. Mate, how you going? Excited for this game?
I'm very excited. I'm looking forward. This is my first game I casted in this new Giblet Gauntlet, and I better see some good game clips. I better see some game sense. I better see some aces. If I don't see an aces game, I'm gonna be sad. But hopefully it's a great game. I'm looking forward to the K Crew to pop off. Maybe Western Warriors, who knows? I don't know how they play. I haven't seen their previous games yet, but hopefully they're both good.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, obviously the K Crew, they are coming off some good form here. There is a couple substitute players in, so they aren't at full strength of their roster. They are coming off a very dominant 13-4 win on Pearl in their previous matchup. For the Western Warriors, however, I believe they're coming off a 13-8 victory on Haven. So slightly less dominant, but still good form. Both these teams did start off by losing their first match of the tournament. So they both lost in the upper bracket, and they've both been on this lower bracket run so far. They've been on an absolute tear, but one of their runs are coming to an end here tonight. As we are seeing the vetoes coming through, it is going to be, let's see, bit of a drum roll. It's going to be Pearl. We're going back to it. It has obviously been removed from the map pool in the current competitive state, but obviously in this tournament, that was before those changes were made. So good to see Pearl still being played a little bit. And look, I'm excited for what these teams are going to pull out.
Oh. Help.
Well, what kind of your Pearl? Do you sort of have a preference on like agent compositions? What do you like to see on this map?
Hell is a difficult map to play on, especially when you're attacking. Defend. I'm not sure. Is a confusing map. The both sides are structured in a way that it's hard for the attackers to attack and the defenders to defend. Of course, you got A long where they have that vast open space for the defenders to easily push up right around that long pillar in the center and trying to get some picks. But on B side, where there's this one long entry with a zigzag, it puts them in a difficult situation. But I feel like the defenders have a heads up. They already have like a boost. They got a head start to win a couple rounds. But for attacking wise, Pearl's not great.
Yeah, look, I mean, it is obviously interesting. One thing that obviously has come into the meta for quite a while now is the Phoenix pick, as we are heading into the Agent Select as well. That'll be coming to your screens in just a second. I'm expecting both teams to be running that Phoenix. I mean, it is just such a strong agent in this current meta. We'll see what they end up locking in here. It looks like we are going to see a couple of chambers coming out. So obviously having that long B main sightline, as you mentioned, having the chamber, the marksman, if you will, to maybe pull out a few outlaws, maybe an operator in the mix at some point, definitely is going to be a handy agent for taking care of that side of the map. But we can already see a Phoenix is being hovered at the moment here on the side of Western Warriors. We'll see if it gets locked in, but yeah, I think that especially with the orbs being so closely contested, especially for the attacking side, being able to get a Phoenix on board and, you know, maybe get 2-3 ultimates through in your attack half, maybe a couple on your defense as well. It's so important here, as we are seeing the Neon come out as well. Definitely an interesting agent. It obviously did have a couple of those nerfs, obviously a while ago now, but it still is relevant in the meta, I feel like, Muxy. I feel like for the Neon players now, you have to have been a really proficient Neon player to be comfortable on it, whereas a lot of the Jet players have kind of just gone back to that agent. As we are seeing here on the side of the K Crew, it looks like they might be hovering that Jet, so we'll see what they end up going for here, but it could be a couple of different ideas coming through with the team compositions.
The chamber is a great pick in my opinion, because the only thing about chamber I dislike is the utility used to defend, but to get those early picks and put them in a strong position from the start, and especially with the ult, and then you can use the outlaw operator, any far distant gun, even the guardian, and you have that TP to reposition yourself, maybe go for a second peek. And the fades, we see the fades trying to get, it's amazing pick and pearl. The only bad pick, in my opinion, would probably be the Neon. And because after the Neon nerf, of course, it puts Neon in a bad position as an entry duelist. But otherwise, both teams have great duelists and sentinels. Even Smokes, Astra is an amazing pick.
100%. Well, I'm excited to get into this one. As we all know, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the lower bracket here, so it is elimination on the line between these two teams. Western Warriors, they will be starting on that defense, and as you mentioned before, the attackers getting to set the pace early. The K-Crew, they'll be looking to hit out nice and early here on the pistol. Big round coming up to start from both these teams. So we are going to be heading into this match. It looks like we are going to see a stack of players, a stack of attackers up towards that A side. So let's see how they want to open up this match.
Ocean 8 first round is a great decision in my opinion. We're going to see if they can succeed in getting the first round.
100%. So it does, yeah, it looks like they are going to go in for this side hit here. You're going to see the Blaze Wall coming through, but counter with that Hot Hands is going to do some good damage. The end comes out. It's a 2-for-1 trade in the end. The attackers are overwhelming the side. Rito hits back. The Neon is overwhelming, and it's all down to the fade. Goat Boss goes down. What a start for the defense, Muxy.
Gyotu is an amazing deal. I said Neil was a bad pick, but Gyotu using the stun and trying to get this. But is it 3K? I'm not sure. 2 kills off the bat with the bandit. Amazing play from Gyotu. Holy.
Wow. I mean, they look like they were just getting overwhelmed to start with there, but the Neon, unfazed by the pressure over on the backside, isolated a couple of aim duels and just took their heads from the shoulders. Really, really well done there. Big start here, like we did say, that the attackers, they wanted to probably set the pace and get that pistol round, but the defense winning out is going to set a very different tone, because we can already see here, got Croissant on that chamber, having that Marshal posted up, they're going to have all the information on B.
Capra doesn't seem to find anyone in mid with the Howler, but we see the chamber and Omen lurking on mid. Sees Gyotu, is he going to peek? Oh, cute! When Max managed to get the jet, tying it, bring it to 3-4. Oh, cross-spawn! Jesus.
Yeah, looking a little bit awkward there on the shots there, as it will be a Marshal recovered, a little bit of extra mid-space taken. A nice trade to come back, though. The attackers still are going to be at the numbers disadvantage, but they should get the plant down here, potentially. It's all about the timing of the rotate here. You can see we've got Max rotating over here. We'll at least have the information when this plant comes through, but I got to say, Muxy, it's still looking good for the defenders. They should be able to secure this post plant.
Especially with the chamber being 1 HP and them having numbers. But you do see Vinny in the corner with the flash. That flash is incredibly useful in this scenario, especially trying to get that blind and get the kill. We see the defenders playing slow. Oh, that's an early flash. They don't see chamber backside, and ooh, is he gonna get a kill? No!
Oh, he's missed.
Oh!
They can't stop it.
Wait, Groovy. No!
Oh my.
No way! No way. That is just unfortunate.
Yeah, a little bit of a disaster here for the attackers. They at least get a couple of picks. Look, overall, if you look at the round, get the plant, get 3 picks, not the worst, right? Obviously, it's still pretty solid eco, but in the moment there, the shots with the Marshal end up going wide, and it doesn't come through in the end for them. The K-Crew might be kicking themselves, but they've got to pick themselves back up. Right now, they're heading into a bonus round against a little bit of a weaker buy. A couple of Spectres on board. There is an Odin being purchased up for Groovy, but other than that, it is a bit of a weak buy here that the attackers, they are going to head towards that B side and put the chamber under pressure.
Crosson is stuck, but he does have Gyoti by his side. It's two people on B side with the jet up drop dash into side. Does get Gyoti. Then he throwing a molly. Crosson does manage to get one, but does get traded off by the enemy chamber. We do see all of them stacking up in mid lane. Groovy with the kill on Yoda, and that's an invaluable kill right there. Oh, Max! Wait, do you think... Oh!
Wait, no way!
God, Vinny! Oh my god! I wanted to see more gameplay like this. That was incredible. With the 3K bomb, all of them are blinded? Jeez! Jeez!
I'm speechless, to be honest with you. That looked like Western Warriors had full control over that, Muxie. The Odin spray down came through. The weapon, you know, the big machine gun ended up finding value on the purchase. And then the perfect curveball out of that smoke. Great flash to come through, and Vinny just cleans things up. That is an unbelievable clutch from the Phoenix, and such an important round for the K Crew to win.
Vinny, he has to follow up. He must be in a flow state right now. We do see him ulting into side, pressuring the Astra at backside, with Capra put dashing in. They don't clear the Astra. We see Capra get a kill, going for Gyoti, doesn't seem to find and get that shot down. Blinded in the smoke, Max is out. Max doesn't seem to get a kill by auto, but Gyoti does get a kill with Crosson with the outlaw kill. Gyoti with the second one. Is he gonna manage to get a third one? He does get a third one. Down to be a 1v4. Vinny by himself. We've seen him clutch the last round. He's gonna clutch it again. Gyoti with the dash. Gyoti with the 4K. An incredible 4K by Gyoti. It's with Crosson as well, stealing the ace, but it is a duo ace after all. It's a duo ace. But that was an amazing gameplay from Gyoti.
Yeah, Western Warriors, it seems like they're very, very happy to play these retakes as well, I've got to say, Muxie. Like, they've always been setting up for it, and they're playing off the site. They're going, you know what, we'll give them the space to plant. Let's consolidate, and let's, you know, not throw early utility away. Let's save it for our retakes. And at the moment, they're flooding really well. I've got to say, all 4 rounds have kind of been dominated by them, right? I mean, even that 3rd round that was lost, it was off the back of a clutch. It seems like Western Warriors, they are really here to play.
Yeah, with Crosson and Koda. But falling back when they see them pushing into their side is an incredible idea. The communication, I think Western World has great communication there. Vinny with the wall off into side. Max throwing a counter molly, slowing them down. But we do see the chamber lurking up mid. Is he going to get Gyoti for the early pick? He does need that pick, but doesn't go down link. Going into Groovy's side. Oh no, he's stuck. He's stuck. He can't do anything. He dodges the howler.
Yeah, this is very, very important, right? Because now you've got the backstab on the post plant, and being the player with the rifle, it's definitely an important player. You're not going to see this contact come in.
No! Jeez, I was on my tiptoes. Wait, we do see Gerda get another kill, but Vinny does blind, trying to go for the second. Max is stuck in the corner, 9 bullets in the Phantom, going for the kill, but he does get flash pushed back, 45 HP. Gyoti with the 2 kills in the Phantom, down to be 1v4. Max gonna clutch it. Did Vinny does... Did I see Max? I mean, Vinny. Oh no, the chamber, he just fumbled it big time. He fumbled it big time. That was just a free kill.
Very, very unfortunate timing there. Not able to land the shots, but I gotta say, these post plays from the K Crew have been very interesting. Having the Phoenix playing off the site as the player with the molly, I can understand sort of for the post plant, but then you're sacrificing not having those flashes on the front line as well, Muxie, and it really is, you know, making it difficult for the attackers to hold on to space. They're getting overwhelmed too quickly here, and maybe it is the composition there. If we can see, obviously, Coda on the Astra as opposed to the Omen, that's more post-lane utility that the defense will get to use on their attacking halves. We are seeing an early Blade Storm come out. It is going to be an immediate 5v4. And it looks like the K Crew, they kind of are just able to get the spike down, but then they're left with more questions than answers.
I think K Crew, they just need to slow down, recompose, and understand when to attack and when to retreat and rotate. We do see them doing it a bit right now, playing default. We do see the Phoenix and Noob Forever in B main. They could be running into Crosson's line of sight. We do see Max for the jiggle peak. He's gonna blind up. Doesn't seem to get a kill. No, Max! Oh, what was Max doing? Groovy with the peek on the Odin. Doesn't seem to land the shots. Groovy is low, but he does get the kill on Rexy. You see New Forever and the others pushing on to Vinny going flash on the kill. Doesn't get a kill on Crossline, doesn't get a kill. Second flash, pushing in to just get a 2k, gets Gyotu. A 2v2. Do you think they're gonna win this?
I mean, look, this is probably going to be their best chance, right? You got Groovy so low, 13 HP, just one stray bullet. It's going to take out the Fade, as we are going to see both players trying to flood out from length. The Horn at least will get some good information on the Omen, but they don't know about where the Fade is. Revealed position here with the Bandit coming out. Can't land the shots, but now it's a 1v1, and it's all going to be down to Noob against Coda. We can see the Paranoia come through, but the Spike's getting stuck.
No. Noob, you had this one. It was easy, Noob. You just had to peek him faster. He was blinded. No.
Yeah, very unfortunate at the moment. The K crew, they're just not able to get anything going their way at the moment. You can see here on the timeline, this is unbelievable, I gotta say, Bucksy. 5 rounds won and 5 retakes. The post plants are just completely falling apart here. And the K crew, I kind of feel like that one was a little bit more comfortable for them in that 2v2. They certainly had the health advantage, but they just couldn't land the shots in the end. And that is really hurting them at the moment. Maybe sort of going for a little bit of a deeper control could be an option for them. And they get the spike down, maybe push in towards defender spawn and look for the defenders early to catch them off guard, but I'm not sure what else they can do.
We see Vinny with the ult pushing to side, clears out dog, but doesn't seem to get the shot on Coyote. He does get the trade though. We see Capra with the kill. Go for Coyote, he does get a 2k. Oh my god, it's a 3v4, but oh no, we do see Groovy getting the kill on the chamber. Through mid, but Vinny with the trade. Max does get kill on Noob, but is it down to a 1v3? Croissant with the operator. Croissant.
It's croissant. Save for sure. It is going to be the chamber running away, but he is hurt actually in the end, so maybe the Phoenix can go hunting here. Needs to try to wall off that trademark. No.
Yeah, don't peek it, Vinny.
Or no.
No, Vinny, don't peek it. Don't peek it. Oh.
Yeah, they can't afford to. They can't afford to give out their weapons here. They don't have any economy, and probably going to be Croissant living here, I want to say. The spike's about to go off. I don't think anyone's really keen on chasing this. Let's see.
Croissant's in a
it's going to be close.
Position. Oh, no.
Yeah, gonna save it up, but I gotta say, much better post plan there, Muxy. Exactly what I called for. That extra space being taken. Capra came through and got a 3k in the end, but pushing really, really deep in towards Secret, getting the players caught off guard, not expecting the Jets to be so deep on that line. You could see, I believe it was Guito as well, who ended up getting caught on the Neon slide, didn't have their rifle out, and just got taken down by the Jet. A little bit more aggression coming out, and the K crew find some success.
What he said was like on point. K-Crew needed to push into their spawn and try and get a kill. But Vinny needs to change up the way he uses his ult, because he keeps just pushing in there for information but doesn't seem to get a kill. You see him pushing on the side, but Max does get a kill, and Groovy with the Odin. Groovy is naughty with the Odin. UDC Coda get another kill, down to a 5v2. It might be a flawless round.
Heavy stack of defenders towards the A side. It was a good read from the defenders, but I got to say that Haunt revealing 2 players, absolute freebies for the defenders through the smoke. And with a minute on the clock in a 2v5, it's kind of Western Warriors who almost need to give this away to give the attackers any sort of a chance back into this round. You can see them not really certain on where to go. They're just holding, waiting for an overextension, but the Western Warriors aren't giving them anything to their credit.
There's nothing really K-Crew can really do. You see Groovy and Max holding backside. Groovy with the jiggle peek. We're probably going to see Max with the flash when they push onto side. They might as well say, what? Beg your pardon? I beg your pardon? Someone check this guy's computer. Jesus.
Yeah, that is brutal. I mean, they just gave nothing there. Western Warriors so disciplined at the moment. I mean, they were one of the top performers in the previous Giblet Gauntlet as well. So I must say I was surprised to see them so early in the lower bracket. But They are definitely showing why they made that deep run in the previous event, and they are looking to try and continue here at the moment. 6-2, obviously early days. There's still time for a bit of a fight back here for the K crew, but I've got to say, the discipline on this defense has been absolutely outstanding.
We just see K crew pushing on mid. They're gonna go to Gyoti, line of sight. No, he falls back. Gyoti clearing mid. We do see Chamber pushing up. He's pushing up into Gyoti does get a kill on the Chamber, and then Cody does get a kill on Capra. We do see Grievy on side with the Odin. Doesn't seem to get the kill, but Gyoti standing into side with the Neon Null, going for the peak, does get a kill on the fade, down to a 2v4.
Wow.
There's nothing K crew can do here. There's literally nothing they can do. Western Warriors are just dominating on defense. The Gyoti playing with the Neon Null does get a kill on Chamber through mid. K crew needs to find themselves. They need to find themselves right now before it turns into a 9-3 curse. And that is a difficult place to be in.
I think it might help if they just start breaking this horn. I mean, the Fade is just throwing his eyes up on the rooftop, and no one's looking up. They're just getting scanned. You can see Groovy already 10 assists in 9 rounds. Unbelievable from the Fade. Full credit to them. Take nothing away.
Ooh,
but they got to start dealing with the utility. They're going to go towards the B side, and they have to deal with an operator.
Oh, Cross-on, dirty shot, by the way. That's an amazing shot from Cross-on, holding it. Don't peek it. Oh, wait, what rule by Vinny, though? Flashes out, but does get stunned by Gyoti, slowing them down. We do see Western Warriors over-rotating. If K crew can just fall back and rotate themselves. Oh, what a slide by Gyoti. Does get a kill, down to a 4v2. We do see Fade in the corner with the Bandit. Capra with the Operator in halls. Let's get a kill on the Coda, down to a 1v2. An Operator, there's not much he can really do it. Trying to get a kill on the Phoenix start, 79 HP. No.
Great position. Ruby expertly played there, just sitting on the off angle, not sitting behind the blaze wall, instead plays ahead of it, tucked into a cubby. There was no way Capra was ever reading that. Very, very well done in the 2v1, and Western Warriors continuing to clean up. 8-2, a 6-round lead, and they're not being afraid to use their ultimates either. I gotta say, at the moment here, Muxy, they have been really, really good and really willing to just dump the utility and get the job done.
100%, especially Groovy. For some reason, his reveals are just on point, never misses. He does get the information straight away. I'm stuttering, my bad. But we do see K crew pushing up B into cross on the Operator again, but doesn't seem to manage to land a shot. I mean, Gyoti with the help onto side. Vinny flashing out towards Gyoti. But Gyoti does get killed, denies the entry, go for the second on. Capra does get a second kill, down to a 4v3. With the 3 key! It might be an ace! No! 2v2.
Without concealment.
Max and Coda.
Not a favorable plant though. The Operator is going to have to come through this smoke in order to find something here. It's going to get tapped on the spike.
Shoot it! No shit!
It's all down to this.
Wait, Max, the flash. Oh no.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh no.
They have time as well. They're to stick it. 9-2. All right, Max. Very, very well done there in the end. A little bit of a fumble, I thought, came out, but with the shorty in hand, it was never really in doubt. Just not enough HP to work with for Redux, unfortunately. And that is 9 rounds converted on this defense. Western Warriors looking for double digits in the first half, and I'll tell you what, I don't know if there's too much that can stop him on the other side. I'm assuming the call here is, again, another 5-player sack towards the A side. We're probably going to see Vinny grab this ultimate orb here, Muxy, and get that runner back online. But as you mentioned, it hasn't been getting much value this half. Irrelevant.
Vinny needs to change up with the ults. Just put the wall up, flash out, and just get a kill. We see Max backside with the money throwing up, but he doesn't get all by the ults. Does he get a kill? No, he doesn't seem to get a kill on Yeoman. It's looking good for K crew currently.
Yep.
Spike planted.
Oh. Guilty. The corner. Oh. Capra Gunner's peeking now. Oh, bad stun from Guilty there. Is it 2v3? 2v2. Groovy with the 3k with the Odin. Is he gonna get the 4th kill? Throws out the Howler for the information. There's nothing they can do. That Western Warriors retake is just too good.
Yeah, very, very nicely done. 10 rounds on the board as well. The Western Warriors are absolutely cleaning up at the moment. Clinical first half from them, showing you just how to retake on this map. I've got to say, one of the more impressive retake protocols that I've seen in quite some time here. Making a statement in the lower bracket. Like I said, they didn't come in on as much of a dominant run into this match, Muxy. I mean, it was kind of the K-Crew who had some really, really sort of outlier results. They're coming off a 13-4 victory on this very map, and we just have not seen any sort of semblance of that success in this match so far. They've just been cleaned up every single time they plant that spike. They're almost signing their own death sentence, and it really has been a brutal showing here in the first half.
But there's something telling me in my ears. I don't know who it is, but something is telling me K-Crew is going to do amazing on defense. We do see Vinny backside, throws the molly, slowing down Guilty. But it's something different to Western Warriors and K-Crew. We do see Western Warriors retreating straight away and K-Crew over-rotating on A. Rotating to B side, where this is vulnerable with the Omen and Chamber only. Nothing they can really do. Vinny taking the ult orb. Not Vinny, I apologize. Max. Max with the flash out. Go get a kill on Cross-On. Does he gonna get a second kill on Guilty? Doesn't get a second kill on Guilty. Go for the fade. Doesn't seem to land this shot. Groovy does get 2, but amazing play from the Chamber holding down the site for K-Crew. Pepper on the flank.
It's 3v3.
Yeah.
Capra's gonna draw the eyes away, and they overwhelm the site. Now they're on the spike, and they gotta push back. It's not
Vinny!
Attackers.
Vinny! I told you, Vinny! Oh my god, keep it up. They might clutch this. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to say it too soon, but an amazing retake from them. And it was a bit off from the beginning, but there's 2 kills. The Chamber 2 kills on the Guilty and the Cross-On, I'm pretty sure, is very valuable. It putting them up to a 5-3 position. They did lose some people, but Vinny with the 3k securing the round, bring them to 10-3.
Yeah. I gotta say though, really, really good discipline from Capra there. Not overheating, seeing the 2 players watching their position and just said, okay, I'm gonna back up. It's a 3v3. 2 players are looking at me. You guys on side of a 2v1. You clean that up and we can win the round. So really, really well done there. Assess the situation nicely, and it was a do or die pistol and they managed to win it. So I guess the game stays alive for now.
See Capra with the Stinger. The K-Crew do have the force. Why is he getting on the Sheriff? Does get a hit on Cross-On. Does get a kill on Guilty. Does get a kill, but does get traded by Cross-On. Cross-On. Look what we do. See the fake and the 2k with the Spectre. Clears up mid like a mop. There's nothing else I can say. This cleans it up, blitz the plate, and finishes it all off. Vinny with the molly on main. Down to a 4v2. Groovy. And Max did get a kill, bringing it down to a 2v3. They need to calm down. They need to recompose. K-Crew needs to stop pushing it. Because Western Warriors, oh man, they did get a couple guns due to the death of a couple of their K-Crew members.
Yeah, Stinger down as well. If they get close quarters here on the Omen, it could get ugly. Let's see whether or not they do want to push in. 35 seconds. They're considering their options here. I think they are just going to end up hitting towards this A site, hoping that the players have kind of gone over towards B. But as we can see, Redux is holding that line with the Outlaws. They have no reason to move, but it's still a silent crawl in towards the A site. Now they make their move, but they are going to be pinned. Great flash as well. And it's all down to this.
Oh, an amazing peep, I knew. They did kind of scare me. Noob was taking too long to peek that corner. He was just holding the wall, but it did redeem himself, getting the last 2 kills. K-Crew in a good position, but we do see Western Warriors on the Vandals here, and probably K-Crew's on a bonus. I feel like they should force it a bit. Some of them need to buy Vandals because we do see Western Warriors dominating the game when they have proper guns, and we don't want that to happen again, do we?
Yeah, well, I gotta say though, I mean, Western Warriors, they've been reading their patch notes as well. The Bandit has been really, really effective in this game as well. They get a small buff in a recent patch, so it's clearly doing some good work here at the moment. But Nuts with the Outlaw is another story. The shots do go wide. The Chambers forced off the line. That's an early smoke that's gonna deny any more success. The B site is gonna get slammed.
We do see Max with the ult pushing on B side with this K-Crew getting pushed back, playing for the retakes. Bombed down by Groovy. We see Capra on heaven with the Sheriff in hand. Cross on and fade in the halls. We see a couple in main. Quixote pushing out, does get a kill on Noob. Cross on back, stays low. Quixote does get his cross on, does get a kill on Vinny. But Max does get a trade. Tying up, bringing it to 3-2. K-Crew needs to calm down. Doesn't clear the corner. Get the kill on cross on. Is he gonna clear it? No, he misses his first shot. Does get the second shot landing, but both of them are in main. They're probably gonna play Yuto. He doesn't have a molly, but we do think. I feel like Ash is gonna play this low. Oh, that's just unfortunate for K-Crew. It was a decent retake.
Yeah, bonus round not converted here. The K-Crew are gonna go down 7 rounds now again. That lead starting to creep back up, and it's 2 rounds away from victory for the Western Warriors. Really, really well played on their retake, though. I've got to say, Moxie, I mean, I agree with you. It did look like a decent retake, but the utility that they saved by forcing that chamber off the line so early. I mean, you did have Redux getting pushed away very early, not letting those initial outlaw shots, and you could see the effect. The site got taken with very little utility needed to be used. They saved it for the post plant, and they were able to combine some nice picks. So really well done again. Western Warriors, they just have better protocols at the moment.
But we do see Mr. Goat, or his name, Robots, with the Deoda matching the enemy fade. Pushing up, I don't know if that's a great decision for Western Warriors, but they're in a good position with 11 wins. They don't really keep worrying about losing a couple. Pushing into Chambers' line of sight, but no one's holding Link. You see Gyoti pushing up, but it begins to slow, pulling into Capra. Does get a kill. Max does get the first kill with a clean shot. Mr. Boss does get a second kill on cross on, tying it to 4-4. Gyoti pushing onto site. We see the fade reveal, not getting a single pass. He doesn't get one. He does get one, but Max with the wallbang countering it. Vinny flashes out 2 times, but does flash a seamer. But we do see Noob getting a kill. Noob manages to get another one down to a 1v3 Gyoti by himself. Get pushed out. The names inflict from Gyoti. He's gonna get the last 2. Does get a kill on Noob. 1v1. Gyoti, Vandal, 23 bullets in the round, 57 HP, going for the peak on Vinny, but Vinny does win the round, securing the round for K-Crew. That was a close one.
That would have been the most diabolical clutch, I think, of the whole match so far. That flick was absolutely disgusting.
Nasty.
Oh my goodness, the mechanics are on display here. The Western Warriors, even when they lose, they make them feel the pain. You can see the buy coming out for the K-Crew here. I mean, Moxie, they just won a round. There's one player with 2k credits. Everyone else has pretty much got pennies.
It's in a bad position, but I'm saying Gyoti might be the Mbappe of Western Warriors. I'm saying that now. Gyoti's moving amazingly. He's playing great. It was a close round last round, but is he gonna do it again?
Joke's over. You're dead.
Big run back being committed early on here. A read of the plays in towards Art. It's going to force them all back, and we are also going to see Reverse getting that pick over towards Croissant. A main control has been re-established by the defense, and you're going to see what that does on the map here. An immediate pivot over towards Connector. It is being held by the chamber.
No!
Oh, dear. Oh,
He's not going to go for 3, is he?
One enemy remaining.
I'm greedy.
I mean, Redux has just proven you can have your cake and eat it. Going for the second kill, I agree with you, Moxie. Extremely greedy, but luckily had support. Had the backup here of Noob, and you can see very nice shots. I mean, it was a great flick as well, but you look at what that round does on the map, right? I mean, the pick over towards A main, Croissant falls down. Nobody is anywhere near to sort of backfill that space on A main. It immediately forces them into that operator, and that was what I was going to say. A really nice setup by K-Crew, applying pressure towards Art, forcing them over towards the chamber, and they got exactly what they were looking for there.
Fully agree. We do see Max with the ult. He does need to use the ult. Throws the Owler. Groovy with the counter Owler. We do see Capra rotating onto A. Max ulting get out. Groovy pushing in. Gyote does get a kill, but Max does get a molly. I thought Gyote got the kill. I apologize. Max was the second kill on the 2K. K-Crew is on the 3-man retake. Is it a bad situation? Yes, it is. Vinny with the molly pushing it across and into the corner. When you peek it, there's nothing K-Crew can really do here.
They're so trapped, but they can't really save. It's 11-6. They're going to go for something, and they're going to see the first player fall. The Phoenix is going to fall down. It's now down to a 2v4, and I mean, this is just going to get uglier and uglier the longer that spike ticks. The Odin as well is doing some damage. And Redux, I mean, you're probably going to regret being in the site now. Would have loved to be able to save, but not going to be given the chance. 4 kills to come through from Max as well. 12 rounds on the board. Western Warriors, so good.
If the Omen from K-Crew just put out the smoke earlier, if Noob just put out the smoke earlier, allowing them to push out from CT, and then Vinny could have blinded out through the Phoenix wall, they need to communicate to each other. If Noob just used his smoke a bit earlier, and then they could have isolated Croissant on his side by himself. He was around 13 HP, I believe. They could have won that, but 12-6 now. They got double of K-Crew wins.
Oh, it's all down to this now. 2 to 4. He's going to find value. There it is. That smoke, I'm going to say a little bit misplaced. Did find that gap and was able to isolate the first, but not seeing anything off the back of it. A little bit of an over-rotate from the defense. And we are going to see a weak A side hit.
Vinny. Gyote popping the ult, pushing backside, but Vinny does get one, but get traded by Gyote. You see Gyote push up to CT. Going to Redux. He's going to clear the corner. Does get the headshot on Gyote. Down to a 2v4. We see Max on side throwing the flash up, but he's going to go to Capra's line of sight. Capra does get a shot. Down to a 1v4. Kodu does get one. He's 74 HP. Nothing he can do, and Redux does get the 3rd kill with the ult. Amazing play from Redux right there. The early kill on the chamber on B long, and then manages to get the close kill on the neon. Redux is playing great.
I gotta say, both teams have been excellent on their defense. Like, their retakes across the board, I think, have been really impressive, really layered and structured. And we are seeing the K-Crew putting up a bit of a fight here. I mean, 10-2 at the half. Everyone probably thought it was done and dusted, but they're at least making a game of this one. They still need 5 rounds in a row, though, so we can't get too far ahead of ourselves. But they got to continue to play the clean Valorant they are currently doing at the moment. 2 Odins online now for this defense as well. It's a lot of firepower.
We do see Coda on the lurk with Croissant, leaving only 3 people on A. Capra on the early rotate to Vinny and Fade on A, leaving only Redux on B with Noob. We don't want to use too much util, Vinny. Come on, slow down. I don't know what that reveal was, but
yeah,
okay.
That one was a little bit unfortunate. Didn't really reveal too much, and again, it's kind of making it a bit awkward for the defense. You can see how much space being taken away from Redux, though, over towards B main.
We're playing the mannequin game. Well, what are we doing? We're just staying in A main. No one's going to move until, like, it's 50 seconds. Come on. I want some action.
They're trying to bait some sort of a rotate, but the deep line held by Redux, I think, is just making it so easy for the defense to have this read. They are going to go sort of into the blender here. There it is. They're going in.
We see Vinny getting what a shot by Gyote. He's gonna push into the out. He does get it. Gyote, Jesus. You keep going, Gyote. I want to see an ace. I want to see an ace. Feed me, feed me. We see Noob and Redux and Capra on CT. 3 people, Redux and Kyopra. They're pushing it to Guilty line. Come on, Guilty. Doesn't get any third one. Going for the slide peek. Gets it. Oh my, come on, get Noob. Ooh. Down to 1v4. Come on, give us a clutch. Give us a clutch. I need this. I need this. Just get behind himself somehow. You see Noob pushing out with Yod and get the. Oh, it doesn't seem to land the shot. Groovy getting the last kill. An amazing push by Coyote, by the way. Amazing 4K.
That is game, set, match. Western Warriors have eliminated the K Crew here in the lower bracket round 4. And Grito, I gotta say, so impressive. 332 ACS, 24, 16, and 6. Really, really well done. But I think we could both agree, Muxy, that entire match was set up by the masterclass put on by Groovy in that first half. I mean, 15 assists on the fade. I believe that they were like 20 and 6 at one point, so definitely slowed up in that second half, but instead used the utility to set up their 2 duelists because Max, you know, I think it was kind of Groovy and Grito who had a lot of impact in that first half. Max seemed to really come online in the second, and I gotta say, the fade had a big role in that game.
Western Warriors had a solid defense. Them starting on defense was a great decision, and especially with Groovy on fade and with the Odin, using the Odin and the reveal in the same time, getting this free, just getting free picks, just handed to him on the silver platter, and then we see Gyoti on the neon push, getting the 4K on the retake, getting the 2 to 3Ks. An amazing matchup there. We just see Gyoti with the offensive push, and then we see Groovy on the defense style, playing slow, letting them come towards him instead of Gyoti pushing towards them. On K-Crew's side, Vinny was playing great in some cases, but there was some miscommunication there. They didn't really have that connection as Western Warriors had, and I think if they just, next time they play in a tournament, they need to slow down, gather themselves, like in the last round what Gyoti did, made his team wait, and then had Chamber pushing up mid with the Astra, getting those freebies as well. Western Warriors just played solid. They just played great.
100%. I mean, I'm seeing here as well across the board for the K Crew. I mean, they picked up 11 first bloods, but they've only managed to get 7 rounds there. So that conversion rate, probably not good enough. You know, when you get 11 first bloods, you want to be looking at least for double figures off the back of that, and, you know, admitting that you might win some rounds when your opponents get first bloods. But yeah, to only walk away with 7 rounds total with that type of stat line is going to be a little bit of a concern for them. But maybe that'll be something they could work on in the future, as some people may not know. Like I said, it was called the K Crew. A few of us did end up putting a few teams together. So these roster had not played together at all before this tournament started. I believe a couple of them from a different region as well. So shout out to them for making it this far. But Western Warriors, simply too good on the day. Very, very impressive defense, as we mentioned. 10 rounds in the first half, and they cleaned things up pretty nicely in the second. So 13-7 is the scoreline on Pearl. Western Warriors will progress to round 5 with a lower bracket.
Western Warriors, we love you. I don't know what to say, honestly. Like, that was just mind-blowing from Gyoti. I'm still like flabbergasted by that 4K. Holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, the full flash, slide in, get the headshot. Yeah. That's some vintage Neon stuff. That's not the nerf Neon that we know now, but it looks like... We are going into seeing some replays here. Yeah, here's the shot. I mean, what is that? The full flash headshot to come out to finish things off. I mean, red over the top. Unlucky. Didn't get the ace you were looking for, Muxy. But yeah, that is ridiculous. Absolutely well played. The Neon lighting things up in the feed, like we said. Top frag in the match as well. So, I mean, it is a highlight reel for Western Warriors and a deserved win.
And what I got to say is I need to apologize to Gyoti. At the beginning, before the game started, I was like, Gyoti, you pick a Neon? Come on, what's this, man? What is this? And then he pulls up with that 4K and 2Ks and 3Ks. Like, jeez, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect you.
Like I said, it is a weaker version of the agent, but if you're comfortable on it, it really does send fear down into your opponents. When you have a prolific Neon player, keep playing them and look for space. It's exactly what they do, but Western Warriors, as I said, too good on the day here. The K Crew, they will be eliminated. Muxy, you got any final words before you move on to our next match?
Rest in peace, Kicker. Rest in peace.
There we go. All right, we will be cutting to a quick break. When we come back, we will have another match in the Giblet Gauntlet, so stay tuned. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Giblet Gauntlet. As we can see, had a bit of a change of cast here, joined by June now for the upper semi-finals. Now, this is going to be an absolutely massive game. Both these teams desperately will want to get the victory here, as they will secure themselves a guaranteed top 3 placement if they can win and go to that upper final. So a lot on the line here, and it is going to be Adrenaline versus Zentrix Nexus. June, you got to be excited for this. This is going to be a quality matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I mean, best of 3s, well, no nonsense best of 1s like on the other streams, which I absolutely despise, because this is the best stream out of all of them currently here, unless Tangerine is observing somewhere else, in which case he's in like the 3rd production room. So yeah, maybe that stream's okay and all right, but otherwise it's probably the best place to be. Obviously, you know, this late into the tournament, you've got yourself a real good match. You know, I think with the potential to get up into at least top 3. I know it's a big bracket, and you know that's the scary thing. If you drop down too early, you're gonna have to pretty much just play gauntlet just to get through to the actual qualifying quote-unquote matches towards the latter end of the tournament. So for them, they can essentially skip a lot of legwork, and I suppose the loser won't be too unhappy. I'm not sure exactly where they will be dropped. At least at this point, you should be into the latter points of the competition, but you'll be wanting to win that with this to start with. That's absolutely for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, look, Adrenaline, I gotta say, you know, maybe the weight of expectation, you could say, is gonna be a little bit of a factor on them. They did win the Giblet Gauntlet 3, so they are going for back-to-back runs. So far, so good, right? They're living up to the expectations again on an undefeated run. I believe they did that in the previous one too. They didn't drop a single series, so they yet to lose one so far, but they are coming up against a very, very quality opponent here, who has been pretty comfortable themselves, I gotta say. Zentrix Nexus, I'm just looking at their match history. All 3 results being a 13-7 wins. Haven and Lotus are the 2 maps that they've been playing across those 3, whereas I believe on the side of Adrenaline, they've only been playing Haven. So a little bit of a deeper map pool, you could argue, and coming into a best of 3, having reps is important. We are going to quickly go to the veto as well, just to show you guys where we're headed. The map vetoes are here. They are ready to go. And like I mentioned, Haven and Lotus, they are going to be our first 2 maps. So, June, no excuses here, I would say, for either team. They've got the experience, but Fracture is going to be interesting.
Well, like one of those things, if you have 2 very comfortable maps, so they can't ban more than 1 map start within a best of 3 veto. You ban their 1 map, and you know, at that point, you are going to get the map that you are happy with. So they got their Haven, that's good. They're going to have an opportunity to maybe go tit for tat a little between those 2 maps. Cool thing as well, the storyline of being able to go back to back, but obviously, like you said, it's poised to be a bit of a banger. So yeah, exciting stuff as well. Fracture, a bit of more of a wild card map, I'd say. It's sort of you know, on the edges, a lot of teams sort of when you go and you sort out your map pool, sometimes it can be one of those maps, similar even to Braves, where it's like, no, I don't like it, and the team can you sort of have that as a weakness, and that's actually a problem when you are as a team. You need to be able to play those maps you're uncomfortable on and not have permabans that are essentially taking away the ban, or the initial ban that you would have had earlier, that you could have instead used to, you know, maybe abstract a little, figure out what their best map is, say, hey, listen, maybe we could have taken away their Haven, and sort of work, you know, on that, and try and make them work uphill. So, exciting stuff, and with Fracture being the last map, I'm certainly excited.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it is interesting, Fracture being in this map pool for this series, because Adrenaline in the grand final, they actually won on map 5 on Fracture, so they do at least have that experience, but in this tournament, they haven't played it, so it is going to be interesting. Obviously, like we said, probably one of the least played maps in the pool, as the players are ready to go. We're ready here as well, June. I gotta say, this is going to be an exciting one. Kicking things off, we are heading into map number 1. Lotus is coming to your screens. It's going to be an explosive one as we head into the Agent Select.
Hell yeah, I actually love this screen, by the way. I didn't even get to see it before. This is brilliant. Great stuff. I mean, I'm waiting for the next map as well that's coming in. Screens to do a bit of reset while everything comes in. seems to be a double duelist clump from Adrenaline. Honestly, it's really not anything too surprising. We haven't seen the move away from double duelist after. I mean, this is ages ago, obviously, but you know, Yoru, the nerfs, he was absolutely murdered. Neon murdered, as Riot felt the best way to possibly deal with that was nerf the agents instead of actually fix the goddamn problem. But regardless of that, you know, you could have kind of just brought in a substitute for that instead of you got your Phoenix. You know, I suppose to say your Neon, you got your Rays. So definitely a replacement to everything. But otherwise, decently, I suppose traditional. You know, I'm not too surprised so far.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Phoenix, I'm not too sold on this map in particular, just because I don't think the flash is necessarily essential. I think being able to take space, seeing maybe a Jet Raze come back in, a little bit more of a comfort pick, if you will. But, you know, teams have been playing the Phoenix. Like I said, I'm not 100% sold on it, but it works, and Phoenix is very strong in this current meta. So we are going to see them as well, locking in that Vice. So both teams playing that Vice. Double smokes, though, will be selected here on the side of Centric's Nexus. So definitely a lot more of a slower comp for them. They will obviously be combining the Fade Raze combination. That is just a classic that you need on this map. But in terms of how they're going to play this, it's looking like they may just have a little bit of a slower pace in the mid-round.
The one thing, though, that's a bit of a problem is when you do have a Viper, you need to know how to use it, right? The team itself needs to know how to work with it. And if you're not familiar and you're trying to be a bit too smart, you might actually kind of screw yourself over. So often, what I think, in competitive terms, usually the best thing to do is to do the most simple, right? And they could absolutely cause themselves a problem here. But obviously, you know, I don't know if I can quite say that. Obviously, saying as, you know, we've literally got someone who's not going to go back-to-back here, but a little bit of a road to go before that. Upper bracket semi-final and a best of 3. Starting off on a 3-site Lotus as PP Daddy ends up getting absolutely destroyed by Cop Holiday. Got the Lurk of Amok waiting. Most of the control taken out towards C. They're taking Ult Orb, and they also take Chubby Dumpling out with them. So now they're down by 2. They've got to fight uphill against this. As Tyler C just find a Muck. Also another found. So okay, come on then. 3 out from the pistol, but it'll be shut down by Tyler C. And an explosive start to this defense side for Adrenaline.
I mean, that 3K was ridiculous, ZCT, but it was too little too late. I mean, just a really clean pistol round from Adrenaline. I gotta say, it felt very individual from the side of Zentrix Nexus. I'm not too sure if you feel the same way as well here, June, but the way that they were taking those fights, they were getting picked off, they opened the door and then kind of left Chubby Dumpling kind of to their own devices. The Omen ended up getting picked off. It wasn't quite a team effort on that pistol round, I want to say. So hopefully, leading into the next few rounds, they will look a little bit better. They are heading towards the B side on the eco, a common strategy, and they are using an interesting toxic screen to take the extra space.
Yeah, C's laid down at Shadow's feet, but they're still going to get the bomb down. The good thing about it, at the very least, is they do have those credits going into this next round to reinforce their buy. Barely forced up here, only really a Sheriff from one of them. Amic staying behind, as they will look to flood out through all these different nooks and crannies. Coupled slowly scaling up. Bomb about to be defused, but they've still got to try and get them off here. And it's very doubtful, especially with that smoke and wall and everything being laid down to obfuscate the diffuser. And it is 2-0 for Adrenaline.
A flawless round as well. So a lot of economy going into the pockets of the Giblet Gauntlet 3 champions. They are absolutely rolling here in the upper semi. 2-0, great start on the defense. And I mean, listen, at least for Zentrix Nexus, they get the plant there, right? They get a little bit of extra cash in their pockets. They'll be able to invest in all the utility. Although we do see here for Shadows, will be on that regen shield. So a little bit of a weakness there, but still a pretty solid anti-bonus to come through. But the defense are going for this mid-aggression again.
Flash cup holder, sprays decent, but PP Daddy with the collateral will find 2. Too easy. Still, one left with him B was a setup with many. He didn't really come up with the follow-up. He's going to try go for it now, and he does find him in trade. Also, Tyler, good stuff, but switches to the utility. So now it's a 2v2. What can Giannis do? Look behind you, son. Oh, no, Amick. Found, lurked, and gone. So now Shadows is going to have to try and do this on his own. 1v2. 45 seconds to isolate these two 1v1s. They don't seem to be playing together yet, though. With knife out, I don't think Shadow's surviving this, but no, he's not looking in his direction. So they've completely missed him. But he's also missed the two of them now. So actually, he can come from behind a bit. The bomb not really smoked off. Is it planted for him? No, not really. He's gonna have to spray it. It's gonna have to be good. But he's great on the timing. Half on the defuse, though. Can he guess it? And he absolutely will. Bonus shut down by Converted.
Yeah, very, very important clutch to come through. Shadows able to get the timing there. I mean, I agree with you. I thought maybe they outdid themselves with that timing over towards stairs, getting the flank, but it was exactly what was required for a freebie. Very nicely done by the Rays. 2-1, and now we have a game in our hands. Adrenaline, I gotta say, have caught Zentrix off twice now with this mid-aggression. We'll see whether or not they change their setup at the start of these rounds. They're leaving players around here to sort of monitor the aggression. They've got to be aware of it, but we can see now the defense going for that more traditional hold towards the A site, taking the space away, playing the Sentinel over towards C Mound and seeing what the Vice can do, but it's actually going to be an opener from the Viper. Traded back in the end, but they're forced to go in towards this Vice now.
That was a bit ridiculous. I mean, I sort of... obviously, with all the space being taken rubble, I suppose he didn't really expect anyone to be actively watching for him. Maybe he thought he could catch one of them off, and they ended up doing so. Still, traded out, though. So, the lurk is gone. Now they know that. Right, the layers of the round. Shadows finds two. Doubles up. Chubby Dumpling knows he's with the smoke, but it's a complete whiff. So now she's going to leave it down to Sparkles, and he can't isolate any of the fights at all. Zentric Nexus get it done 2-all, and Adrenaline now have no advantage.
Yeah, I gotta say, Yanis there just completely whiffing it. As you said, like, that smoke timing was absolutely ridiculous there. It was very awkward there. In fact, I think it might have been Hyber as well, getting themselves tangled up in all the chaos. Very, very unfortunate for Adrenaline, but a huge round for Zentrix to get on board. You can see now the effects here. You can have a showstopper online for Shadows. You got a couple more players approaching some ultimates on the attack, but the defense, they're also going to have a lot of tools to play with. The Nightfall was used in the previous round as well, so even though the defense are sort of on the back foot here, they have the tools to deal with it.
Yeah, that is absolutely sure. A little bit of a slower round now. If you sort of take the line of control that Zentrix Nexus currently have, it's nothing. I mean, they've now gone and got in rubble after 26 seconds of play. Now up to 30. They've set their lurk over towards C. So what might happen is they might just play and go for the ult orbs. They're not too far from Steel Guard, and they did use that Nightfall a little bit earlier, but they also will have that showstopper. Look, we're just naming the ability names at this point. Sparkles goes ahead and uses it, and that's an opening given. Adrenaline now can try and make sure that Zentrix play from the back foot, but it seems they are trying to push forward from stairs. That's ridiculous. Hyper and Cupholder finding the both of them. PP Daddy on that lurk will not even have the spike with him. However, his teammate waits patiently. And what's the mid-round decision here? Because that's sort of the question. Did they do anything special? You know, running up towards them. No knives out, but not looking in their direction. The aggression paying off massively is now they've got to convert this 5v2. 4v2 now, though. Somebody lurking up. Is it going to be even more aggressive? He somehow gets another out of it. Come on, man. Oh, he's just getting away with it every single time, and now slowly you can feel it dissolving, crumbling beneath their hands this whole round. Chance at it, a third given, now it's equal. The C's laid down at their feet as Lizzie finds him finally, leaves it down to his teammate to finish what he started. Smoke laid down, and while he'll get it with the nade, I still might pick it up, but surely he's got enough time. Yeah, it should be all good.
Oh, it's so close. Yeah, 1 second on the clock. There it is. Adrenaline get it done, but just barely. And that is devastating for the effects of the rest of this half, potentially. I mean, look at the economy. Absolutely in tatters here for Adrenaline. They will take the round lead. They get back in control of the match, but both teams, I mean, this is, you talk about a swing round, Jude. I mean, this is one, if any. I mean, neither team have any credits left after investing into this one. I mean, we could be setting ourselves up for the rest of this first map, as it wasn't a clean retake. It should have been for Adrenaline, and credit to the attackers for fighting back so well, but as I always say, when you do that early damage and you do big damage to economies, you have to win the next round or it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else of it? Oh my god, spray transfer, almost ridiculous, but the door opens and slams it shut in the Phoenix's face, making it a 3v2. Now the attackers having to try and claw their way back with a lot of space on C towards Mound. Still they lurk, having found so much in the previous round. Steel Garden at the ready. Also ready for Adrenaline. On top of that, the Outlaw paying dearly. The Shadows will find 3, brought down to 10 HP to make it a 2v2. Now Lizzie and Tyler will have to group up together and make this workable. Clark goes down and the retake to begin, but Tyler's a long way out.
Wall trick. Doors activated. Rip and tear.
Yeah, it's going to be really on the back of Yanis here to try and just hold that space towards defender spawn as Tyler is coming around, and we are going to see the Omen potentially could find a pixel here. PP Daddy has to be careful, but the Steel Garden is going to get used here. This is a big, big investment from both teams.
Yeah, that's for sure. Though, managed to dodge it. Still plenty of time now wasted. Has to win the gunfight and does that exactly. Now there's one player on Mount. Can't do anything, but does have those blast patches. Oh, God.
No.
He didn't end. No, okay, yeah. He messed it up. He absolutely fucked it up. Unlucky. Does he get the ace, though? Yeah, he does. There we go. 4 rounds, but all 5 for Shadows.
Yeah, that is devastating for the Rays. Really nice attempt on the clutch, but the satchels, as you mentioned, just not being placed in the right spot. A little bit too high on that wall. Couldn't manage to get above it with that jump and ends up going down. And, I mean, who won that round? I mean, you tell me. Look at this purchase coming through. You've got sheriffs and 1 rifle on one side with an outlaw, and you got 2 stingers on the other. I mean, both teams at the moment, they are fighting over scraps, but it is Adrenaline who kept this lead. Cuphold has been good on this early B main fight to start with, but this time is put under pressure and forced away.
Yeah, it's good pressure. It's all forces mid-round decision here to going towards C. The Outlaw's ridiculous, and now we've got to be careful of not being destroyed by the Rays. Activates the wall and rushes towards him, and he gets away with his life. So that's actually the ideal scenario. Takes one away, can prep for the retake. Still, though, weapons not really ideal to go down now. So might actually got out early. They're nearby. Tarnasy finding Shadows and the Steel Garden going down. So now it's an equalizer. Hyper finding Chubby Dumpling, leaving it down to the Sheriff, and he'll start off with 1. A banger given. Hold for another. Surely he can't do anything out of here. Even then, having to watch for all these different angles. They're all coming from the same place, though. Flash finds him, and the spray's even better. There's no way he's finding it like this, man. Picked on the Vandal. All good. PP Daddy forces a 3rd round.
I mean, Adrenaline have just looked so unstructured and ill-disciplined at the moment. Sure, they keep the lead, but it's another round where they just lose a round they never should have. Interesting to see. Timeout is actually going to be coming through from the attackers. You guys would not see that originally in that replay. Ridiculous clutch to come through from the Vice. Zentrix Nexus, they're here to play. I gotta say, full credit to them fighting back into this game after losing the pistol to bring it back 3-4. Even the rounds they've lost, they've done significant damage, and we finally are going to see them come at the break, which I am interested to see whether or not that is to do with their mid-rounding, as you mentioned. Haven't seen too much Viper value to come out, June. I'm not too sure if you agree as well. This Toxic screen hasn't really done anything. There hasn't really been any late lurks or any layers. It has been very individual, so, I mean, I don't mind the timeout. Maybe the timeout button was kind of panic pressed before the clutch came through. Maybe just, something went wrong in the round. Obviously, when you're putting your teammates in so many clutch positions, there is something going on with the team play. So maybe a good chance to reset the mental scene to be a little bit calmer. But we always talk about moments in finals and in big games, right? And this is one of those big games. And at the moment, it is Zentrix Nexus who are taking control of opportunities and making Adrenaline feel the pain. They may be in the lead only by 1 round, but it really feels like the attackers are in control.
Yeah, that's definitely for sure, but maybe if they get another round like that, they can try to shut them down. Sparkies finding Amic to start off makes that good prospect as they start to transition over towards A. No space taken. Rubble is absolutely a threat of someone being just hidden within the little so there's a bunch of spots actually within Rubble that you've got to clear. Could even be the Rays last packed up Rubble as well. He could just be tucking in. Lots of things to consider. They aren't nearby there. Saying it's just the mere threat of it that's forcing them to invest utility. It'll make them slowly encroach up as PP Daddy does fight Tyler. He's been finding so much value for his team as it equalises it 4v4. Is actually rotating out from C. And the defenders trying to get active, and with Chubby Dumpling finding Sparkies. That's the go button press towards B. That bomb's going to go down, and maybe Giannis can try and find PP Daddy, but no, not at all. It doesn't seem like they're able to shut him down at all. Vandal picked up, and he loses the gunfight again? Okay, come on, this guy's the truth. Cup holder's just going to have a go at it. I mean, the credits are not good. Might as well go for the save. That'll be the correct call, but that's not the most fun call at all. So, 4-all at the end of the 8th round. And it is off the work of Baby Daddy. Absolutely insane.
Spike planted.
The amount of 4v5s this team is converting or making competitive is absolutely ridiculous here. I mean, PP Daddy, that was a phenomenal 3K from the Vice, but I've got to say it was interesting. On the back of that timeout, Adrenaline changed their defensive structure as well. They went for the extremity control, left B as a weak spot, but Gentrix just continued to keep poking and prodding. They found the weakness, they found the adjustment, and they absolutely executed perfectly. So a really nice read from the attack on the back of that timeout as we're now all square.
Don't know if PP Daddy is borrowing from the Church of PP God, but he certainly is. Certainly he's holding his own on this match. Doing even more than holding his own, really. 12-5 so far. Finding so much value for Zentrix Nexus on this attack side. Don't know if you'd say it nowadays, but obviously Lotus is traditionally attacker-sided with how much burden the defenders have. You kind of have to cover so much space, and that causes a problem. Has to TP out. Oh, Sparkies! How about that? Would love to see his POV. Flash thrown out only to delay. They can't do anything out of it, and now their numbers down, not before Chubby Dumpling finds Tyler C, though. So, now they look to go over towards A, but the Vice utility is laid down nearby, and also the Vice is nearby tree. So, maybe go towards B again. Another pivot might be possible, but they do use a Fade ult. Hyper finding the Fade in turn does mean there is a 2v2. He's traded out very quickly. Bomb about to go down, and this post plant now prospect with that Viper's hit.
Oh dear.
Ran away from
Getting
behind.
claustrophobic.
Yeah, that's for sure. Maybe might have to fight their way out, really. Might Flash throw. Still, it's really difficult because you're not sure where they are. They've cleared a bunch of space now, and now they've got to bring it on to them. Spray's good. Chubby Dumpling on 1v1, and the spray's not good. Giannis finds them first, and it is a round given to Adrenaline. It's close though. You can see the spike ticking, but it certainly is enough margin.
Yeah, it's a thrifty round though as well on top of it, and I've got to say, Zentrix Nexus, even if they had won that round, I got to say the damage that Adrenaline did was absolutely phenomenal, not just to the economy of the attackers, but that's 3 ultimates used. They had 5 ultimates coming into that round, and I was going to say the last thing you want to do is invest 2. I mean, you know, a third one if it gets desperate, but to lose the round on the back of 3 ultimates being used, that could be a real killer to their momentum, which they seemed like they were starting to snowball a little bit. Had they won that round, it would have been 3 in a row. Their economy would have been soaring, but an eco to come through, the thrifty buy finds success, and it kind of resets the playing field.
Yeah. Maybe off the bat they can try look for a pretty nasty defense half. An 8-4 half on Lotus would be. Lovely start. Lots of rubble space taken again. Now nobody's on A, nobody's really at the door. Either found by shadows might be a problem. Amic finding spark kills, but not before Amic's traded out. So these attackers should be able to get this round. What miracle can they make work on this 3v4? They don't have PP Daddy. Zentrix Nexus do. Start to walk forward. And it's a long walk from one end of the map to the other. So you set up towards heaven. Send that dog out. There's going to be shadows nearby to take that gunfight, but with the playing utility, it starts to look a lot less appealing to even go for this retake. Paranoia Throne does blind him. Out comes the Steel Garden, and now, yeah, you've got to get out of there. There's no way that this is going to work at all. So they play for the exits and play nearby. There's surely no way they're going for this retake. Yeah. You can already see them evacuating. And this game's all competitive again. 5-all, no talk and no margin between these two teams.
I mean, the one thing I guess that does hurt the economy of Adrenaline is winning that round in between. They've lost 3 out of 4 rounds, but they've reset their loss bonus as well. So you can see the economy. They're not going to have the purchase to come through. It's going to be a couple of half armors. Maybe a couple of weapons can be purchased. Actually, Hyber might be able to request a rifle off of Yanis here on the Omen. Does have a bit of cash to spare. We'll see what purchase they come through, though. With 2 rounds and a half, they may even want to save their credits. They, in fact, will save their credits for the 12th round should they need it. So, broken buy for the defense to come out. 5 apiece, as you mentioned, and this is a huge round for the context of this match.
Yeah, that's for sure. Couple playing weird position, dodges the paranoia, and oh my god, he's just barely missing their heads, but out comes the showstopper. They're running away from him, and ends up actually killing the Omen anyways. Try TP, ain't gonna work. Shadows peeks out, finds Sparkies, and that's pretty good, but still traded out by Cup Holder to make it a 3v3. Walking away now, though, back towards spawn. Has that space taken over towards A, so this is a good pivot. It absolutely does make sense, and they've got that layer of that Vice lurk towards mid.
I gotta say, Shadow getting that pick has absolutely made this round winnable for the attackers, forced the players on the A side to give up the space. They used the pivot towards the B side, so really, really impactful pick. We'll see how this post plan turns out, though, because Cupholder stayed around towards C, found the flank, and it's all down to the fade.
1v2 now. Bomb planted. It's defense for him. Wall's gonna go out, can't find the spray, sees being considered for second, but they tap that bomb, and this is just surely not going to happen. I mean, listen, so many different angles to consider. As my lord, he does it anyways. Never listen to the casters on the broadcaster, because they're absolutely just going to curse it anyways. Zentrix Nexus, guarantee parity.
Oh my goodness, these guys just pull out clutches for fun at the moment. ZCT, very, very handily done here on the fade. 1v2, no worries. I'll tell you what, gotta be kicking themselves adrenaline. They've really put themselves in some good positions on this defense, and that can always be the hardest thing as well, June. When you get yourself into so many dom positions and lose so many clutch situations, or maybe sort of fumble a few more rifles than you should, you don't really know what adjustment to make, because your game plan is working, right? It's just those moments that you're not taking control of, and we'll see whether or not that does have an effect on them. As you said, Zentrix with a chance to now win this half.
Yeah, that's sure. I don't think people are considering this. Oh my lord, he is. How dare I even suggest that he couldn't be, considering that angle. Paranoia to be thrown out. Now they all look to accelerate onto the side, and still again he peeks out, and my god, he's so fast. Looking like Donk with these peaks. Is that bomb about to go down? Final round of this defense half for Adrenaline, and it may end with a round loss. And look at the aggression they've got here out of walls. That he could find even more out of it, and he's feeling it. You can see he's considering it. was brought down to 10 HP, which means he loses a little bit of confidence. Has to run it back now to try and clear all these angles, and he's immediately stopped. And they peek out in towards him. Amic can't even be stopped. Sparky's taking down PP Daddy, might even be a consolation, but it certainly isn't as good as the prize of an actual round. Tyler C trying to work with his teammate, sprays astray as now Sparky's fighting 3. Might add to his montage, but it won't add to the round count. Throwing down the paint shells as Zentrix Nexus goes to 7.
Phenomenal half, I've got to say. The fight back after losing the pistol round as well to pull 7 rounds out. I mean, you'll take that every time. I'm sure if you tell anyone, dude, you know, you're losing the pistol and you're gonna get 7 rounds and a half, they're gonna be smiling. It's happy days for them. So really, really nice fight back here. Competitive game though, I've got to say. I mean, Adrenaline probably, like I said, maybe losing some rounds they shouldn't have, but they have looked solid here. And coming into the attack, as you mentioned, it is a map that favors that side. So only 2 rounds down. If they can win a second pistol here, it could start to snowball things in their favor. But 3 rounds in a row to finish the half. Zentrix Nexus, they're making a statement in the upper semi.
Yeah, that's for sure. But can they close it off with a pistol and then win everything around? Then that will be a dream scenario for them. Shadows is getting us a preview of that scenario. Oh god, yeah, he's snappy with it, isn't he? Dave peeking towards his crosshair as he's got it done. Awful, and maybe even looking for Hyde here as well. He's low HP, but his teammates, no doubt, will be looking to get him that ace. Hyde can slowly crawl towards them. But it all seems too inevitable. My god. Shadows is on a rampage. I guarantee even as soon as Hyper peeks out, I don't even think they're going to press the button. Yeah, they're just going to give the info towards him. Hyper softened up significantly as the ace not given. It's ruined. Oh god, it's over. Mental destroyed.
The worst, isn't it? I mean, the guy's on for an ace. You just get your 1 on that guy and then go down. Like, at least put on a montage for us, you know? Yeah. Make it interesting the other way, but no. Really, really well played. I mean, Shadow's so sharp with the ghost. The paint shells as well find value. What a start to the defense. And now the narrative shifts. Right now it is Adrenaline really under the pump. They've, you know, sort of squandered their opportunity in the previous half, winning the pistol, not winning out the half. And now they're going to have to do it from a long road back. Not a panic buy to come out, just a couple of sheriffs here for the attackers. So they're not going to over-invest into this round. We'll be looking to get a plant, maybe a couple of picks, and then go from there. As they head towards this B side, it's a contact play. But the defense, they should be ready for it.
Oh, okay, you could see them considering it for a second, but it's not always a good sign to see someone scared by utility. I suppose peeking out of that smoke without, I suppose, anything to make it a less dry is a scary prospect. And at this point, it seems they're just considering. They're trying to find an opening, and then they'll go from there. They'll stay stuck on mound. As now, to be honest, try to scale up towards A lobby. CTT getting that info might cause a few players to rotate over. They are lopsided over towards A and also towards C, so you might as well go towards B. But look, they're already going over there. It's C that they're going to decide to go through. I sound like a carrion strategy. PP Daddy finding Sparky's, Amic also finding Tyler, and it should just be a clean conversion. No numbers to overwhelm with here. He's will strafe and hold his mouse button. Absolute skill from the Giants find a good kill, but that's all we've found. 1 away from double digits. Zentrix up to 9.
Hey, a little bit of damage done there. Nothing really to note for Adrenaline's side. And I mean, look, even still, the couple of frags that came through was towards the Omen. Not exactly the ultimate you want to build up on an eco round, so not too much positives to start with for Adrenaline. But heading into the bonus round, they're going to have a good crack at it. 5 rifles will be online, and this is kind of the round that's going to make or break this map, I've got to be honest, June. If they get bonus here, it is a mountain of work to try and recover it.
Yeah, that's for sure. I could definitely see it. However, without a flash, it's going to be a bit concerning to go up here. Sparky's finding first blood, but the spray's lovely from ZZT. God. Finding both there now, that makes it so much more difficult. And you've got rifles also that you've essentially got to deny them. They're going to back away for a second, but that's always going to be an element for anyone lurking nearby. They're going to run over towards A, considering the possibility of the rotate. And look, it's a bit of a fake here. They're trying to play within their heads. A man advantage now up for Zentrix Nexus, but still with a weapon disadvantage. Do you think that they can close this out?
Well, they've done the right thing here in Gamble stacking towards this C site. Let the sheer wall do the heavy lifting towards B. They're getting all the information necessary, so a very, very solid setup for the defenders. As this sheer wall, once it's discovered, they are going to have to trigger it. See whether or not they fully commit in towards the site off the back of it. They will try and take some space. So it looks like the paranoia is going to find one, but it doesn't matter. The headshot comes through and ZCT stays standing.
Oh, he's still going. He's down. Oh my god, they're both hit by it. It could be an ace. Tyler C. You've got to stop him, man. All these players going on insane individual runs, and now maybe Tyler C won't be the one to deny this ace. 15 seconds has to switch to the classic, and now the clutch has to begin. They group up both towards Breakable, and the spike will go down with enough time. Thing is, with ZCT lurking nearby, having that upgraded weapon alongside his teammate, maybe there's no chance for him at all, as that is double digits for Zentrix Nexus.
Big mistake at the start of this half. Sorry, at the start of the round, I've got to say. Just dry contact into B on an anti-bonus. It's a massive risk. Not even a flash considered when they get close to that corner. It was just a straight-up peek into an absolute firing squad, and they get punished for it. Little bit of ill-discipline, adrenaline, not quite executing to the level that I've seen them in the past. 5 to 10. I mean, this is a very, very daunting scoreline to try to deal with now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's also have to play with Sheriffs. I mean, at this point, you might as well just set them all up together and try to find some fights and try to overwhelm them. The showstopper thrown out is Lizzie. We'll find one back now. This is a good start, but not before Shadows. Finds one through the smoke. He's got X-ray vision, but still his traces exposes him. And now, still, though, they've all got. I suppose actually, Cup Holder does have a Vandal.
Hang on.
You know what? Maybe it can cook. You know, that's something you can try pick up.
How is Hyper wet? Hyper is. What is going on? How is the Vice in there, Spawn? This is a freebie.
What?
Wait,
okay. Oh my god, he could have even gone for the knife, but he chose not to play trigger discipline for a second. How the hell did he even get there? I don't know, a hole in the defense exploited, and maybe that's exactly what Adrenaline need. Amit. He's been playing on the lurk most of the time. Now he's got to play on a bit of a front line. PP Daddy nearby.
Last player standing.
Oh, these players coaching on slowly, and the Sparky's finding Amic. Now PP Daddy having to do it all in the 1v4 flash. Come out, dodges it, finds two.
Oh, no.
Maybe this is doable. How the hell has he gone and done that? You are absolutely fucking ludicrous.
There is no amount of analysis I could give you to explain what just happened there. Ill discipline from Adrenaline, 1v4, and it doesn't matter. PP Daddy 21-9 refuses to say die. Zentrix Nexus, I mean, they are coming for the crowns of Adrenaline, and we might be seeing the new Kings starting their reign very early on Lotus. I mean, obviously, there's a long way to go in the tournament, but my goodness, that is an inexcusable round loss coming out from Adrenaline as they fumble a 4v1, 11-5. And this map, I mean, listen, yes, they have rifles, the game's still going, but it feels inevitable at this point.
That was ridiculous. Man, I've seen clutches. I've seen good clutches, but man, when it comes to some maps, sure, they can be competitive, but some rounds are just damn entertaining. I feel like Zentrix Nexus has just had that in supply the whole time. It's so entertaining, clearly, to watch these players play and do what they do. An X Factor, certainly a part of this team. A 4v4 now. Let's see whether that can help them and get them past this line as Lizzie McAlpine finding Shadows. ZCT finds him back. In trade though, a 2v2. And the Nightfall lands. to the players from info gained, but Chubby Dumpling will still find Hyber lacking. So now they can both play together in this 1v2. Numbers disadvantage, and Tyler C will not even be able to hear that TP. He has to consider both those angles. Chubby Dumpling triples down, and Adrenaline will not be able to stop the defenders. It is a dozen rounds for Zentrix.
It just feels like Adrenaline need a mental reset. They almost, it feels like just trying to go to that next map and reset the momentum somehow. There's just no team coordination going on at the moment. They look absolutely rattled here on Lotus. They've had no answers on the attack. And whilst it was a competitive half of Valorant in the first, I did mention they were starting to show cracks even in that first half, where they did have a couple of rounds slip that they just should never be losing. And it looks like it has spilled over into this second half. 12-5, a 5-0 second half at the moment. And it is one away from ending. 5 rifles are online, though, for Adrenaline right now, so we can't get them out of this one. Bit of pressure towards the A site as well. Rubble space has been taken. The defense will have to re-clear that later into the round. But the rest of the attackers, they do have their sights set towards PP Daddy, but that may not be the player you want to run into.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, they've clearly shown that's not what you want to do. And it's multiple times. Multiple currencies. So, you know, even when he's on his own, he just does it on his own. That's the beautiful thing about attack FPS games. Even when your team's down, sometimes be the man, be the person to get it done. PP Daddy not looking in the Razor's direction. The satchel throws him aside to just make it a trade. For a second, they could have had the advantage, but it was not before they found an additional kill, making it that 3v4. Do now Zentrix Nexus have the ability to close out this first map. And it is their own map pick. That's the thing to note. The Sparky's found. CCT also getting hyper. And now it's left down to Tyler C. And he's the only person left. Shadows, he can get on the defuse. It's all done and dusted. The Lotus is an absolute stomp. They go for their necks, and Adrenaline now have to do it on their own map pick, or it is to the lower bracket they go.
What a game of Valorant there. I mean, Shadows 22 and 12 absolutely doing the job on the Rays. Couple first bloods, but I think you and I both know PP Daddy, no doubt about it, was the MVP of that team. Those clutches were ridiculous. 22 and 11 as well, so matching it in the fragging department. I mean, Sparky's on the other side of things. 15-17, 5 first bloods, had a lot of impact, but it wasn't the start of the round, right? It was the end that really did get them. I mean, just a little bit of ill discipline, things falling apart. It was kind of the half from hell in that second half of Lotus for Adrenaline. But Zentrix Nexus, they are looking in unbelievable form here. So to take a 1-0 lead in this best of 3, that's going to do their confidence a world of good.
Yeah, that's for sure. And one of the things I would note is taking your own map pick does not necessarily mean that, especially if you do so confidently, that the next map is going to be that dominant. Usually you'd assume that, hey, listen, because you did that well, you're just going to carry the momentum into the next map. No, not quite, you know, especially if they've got prep on their own map pick and they're feeling a lot more comfortable. It is a chance for them to take it over to the towards the decider, but, you know, believe it when we see it. They clearly are heated up, and they're going to need to find a way to stop all their plays, because it wasn't just PP Daddy that was popping off. It was also Shadows, and it was also, I believe, another clutch from, I think it was the Fade as well. Not too sure on the name, but I'm not sure. Do we have a break that I'm going to be throwing to? I
think so. We are going to have about a 5-minute break between maps just to give the teams a bit of time to sort of refresh. And I think for Adrenaline, it's going to be an important mental reset they're going to need to do. But I mean, that is an insane map 1 to come through. Zentrix Nexus clearly showing they are able to go to another gear here on Lotus. A 13-5 win. Very, very comprehensive. We're going to cut to a quick break. When we come back, let's see if Adrenaline can bring things back on their map pick of Haven. Map 2 will be coming up just around the corner, so stay tuned.
PB God is a master of the dark arts, and we are all simply just witnesses to it. What an insane first map. I absolutely cannot believe what I saw. I think that 1v4, quite simply, one of the best, I don't know, just like clips in general. It was so hype. So many hype moments in Aura. And almost an Aura of phase bullshit to what they were managing to achieve there. But still, second map to come up. Zentrix Nexus versus Adrenaline. And I believe this one's split, isn't it? We've got the man feeder up, so we should be able to just pan over towards it to make sure that I am correct.
Haven, I believe.
No, it's Haven. No, it's Haven.
Yeah.
Another 3-site map. We love 3-site maps. It's either Haven or Fracture as the ending. Thoughts?
Well, they got to be better. Simply, Adrenaline have to be better. That was, I mean, I mentioned to you in break, like, I've watched them play a few series. Obviously, Giblet Gauntlet 3, they were champions, and that was some of the most dysfunctional Valorant that I've seen from this team in quite a while. They just got to be on the same page. Something was going wrong with the calling. Fundamentals-wise, I'm not too sure what it was, but they've got to fix it here, and that is always the hardest thing to recover from, right? Like, sometimes you can go into a game and your game plan just doesn't work. Maybe your composition isn't as good and you haven't got as much testing in, but they were getting first bloods. They were getting advantages. There was multiple 4v5s. There was obviously that 1v4 clutch where you lost your mind, and it was ridiculous, but the game had already fallen apart by that stage, right? I mean, that was kind of just the final proceedings of the map. So the real difficult thing for teams when you go down 1-0 in a series in that that manner is just being able to mentally recover and sort of get that trust back in for your teammates. They've got to back each other. They've got to try to, sort of regroup and back their game plan, because I feel like their game plan overall on their map, their general macro wasn't terrible. I mean, they had a 5-7 half on defense, which is very difficult to do. And then they just could not get anything going on attack. So hopefully we see a better showing from them on map 2. Obviously, full credit towards their opponents, right? I mean, that is an incredible statement to come through. That is this could be the very first series loss that I've seen Adrenaline cop, and Zentrix Nexus are absolutely making a case for being one of the biggest threats in this competition.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it's just so scary, right? You're seeing this team march forward in the upper bracket that, pretty much looking like Thanos. I don't know. Apparently everything they do, they couldn't respond to it. And Adrenaline, having won the Giblet Gauntlet 3, means, what now, huh? Like, at this point, what now? I think especially if they win this second map and it goes as dominantly and as difficult for Adrenaline as it was before, then I don't know. Perhaps we're all doomed and we'll all witness towards this team. But, it's very entertaining at the very least. I don't think this is a case where I'm watching you can have like a 10-10 game. It's like, it's 10-10. It's intense only if you're invested in the team side. These rounds were entertaining. It was good stuff. It's good Valorant. And it's also Haven, which they're going to be on now. It's still a very big map as well. And then that's sort of the problem. I'm wondering. I know that they were utilizing the lurk very, very well at a lot of points. Specifically, PBW obviously being on Sentinel does help. But I don't know whether that's also going to come into play here on Haven.
Yeah, look, I've got to say that I think Adrenaline, you've got to give them a chance in this one, right? Because they were playing the Phoenix in that last map. And like I said, I'm not sold on the Phoenix on Lotus, but Haven, I mean, that is the original, kind of the only map that you could sort of play Phoenix at an acceptable level, sort of even in a VCT level, where we did see it come in before it started becoming the complete meta. Sometimes we're still running it. So we'll see whether or not we could see Cup Holder back on that agent. I'm not too sure what their agent composition is going to look like on this map, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that Phoenix come through. And we are heading into the agent select now. It looks like it is being hovered, and this should be a much more comfortable map for the Phoenix. So hopefully Adrenaline can settle into this one.
Yeah, for sure. As thanks for reload for a second. Lights off, and away we go. There we go. We had a same. Looks similar. I mean, I suppose, that chamber makes sense. You'll just have them towards C-Long. You'll be holding an operator, holding whatever. I mean, in terms of stall, it's not great. You can kind of just go past the trip if you have, that jet. If you have a dash, you could just go past it. So I suppose, use it as your own peril. But they've locked it in, and Adrenaline clearly feel good for it. However, looking at their comp, it doesn't seem they're going to be utilizing a Phoenix either. Previously, we did see that Viper. Viper, not going to see that on Haven, obviously. As things
Reyna's
do
being hovered.
Decently traditional besides that Reyna, which is a good shout. I mean,
it's a flash.
Yeah, true. It is a flash. It's a flash you can shoot. But I think he heard us. He heard us, and he's thinking better of it. I don't mind, someone playing the Reyna. It's more responsible to play the Phoenix. It's very strong right now. But ultimately, if you're very comfortable, hell, why not? Go for it. If it's going to allow you to play what you play in the best possible, sort of scenario, then, I don't care. Fuck it. Go for it.
Yeah, I gotta say though, the Phoenix is so powerful, and it's because, the Breach obviously used to get played so much on this map, but Breach is kind of dead in this meta, so switching over to the Phoenix is kind of a natural progression to have that quicker flash, and I think especially for retakes, I've seen so many teams try to run that Viper Omen composition that Gen G sort of popularized, and my entire summary of that composition is if your name's not Munchkin, don't play Viper on this map, because that guy cooks on it. I haven't seen anyone else play at that level, so I like the fact that both teams are going for these Phoenix, going for the double duelist. I've got to say, both compositions here looking pretty good. The Waylay is going to be interesting as well. I want to see how Adrenaline utilize that. It looks like they are going for a similar start to what we saw on Lotus. Pistol round, walk down mid. Yeah, and the both of them might collide immediately. Flash at the ready. This might actually be really, really good for Zentrix here. They think better of using the flash. Maybe not
And they'll peek out eventually. Yeah, it was dry, and it was into the both of their crosshairs. So both of them fall, and no duelists remain on Zentrix Nexus. Is now they pivot over towards Garage, but there is a trip nearby. The Chamber likely holding that headhunter, ready to try and knock a few heads off. But they do try and play it patiently. They try and wait for them to make a mistake and walking towards their crosshair to get too overeager. They prep the utility, get ready to try and find something. The movement is good, but PP Dazzy is even better. Cup holder trying to come from behind on a timing, but it's not quite tight enough to get anything out of it as they tap the bomb for a second, as they still are down numbers significantly. So he smokes himself off, and Chubby Dumpling will push past it. Oh my god, he's a psychopath. How about it? Straight into the Sheriff. And PP Daddy now has it all to do. Has to be an ace. But he's going to push out of it. It's planted for him. Smoking spike. Gets the third. No. Okay. Well, no way. And yes way to an adrenaline round win. Stressful whenever PP Daddy is alive. But they managed to kill him.
I was having flashbacks to Lotus there for a second. I mean, those shots were looking clean. The Cypher still being as sharp as ever as they were on the previous map. 1-0 though, Adrenaline starting the same way they started Lotus, winning the pistol round on their defense, giving themselves a few more options, and this time, having the Chamber on lines means this Outlaw is going to have a much bigger effect on this map. Good start so far. They need to convert though. See whether or not they're able to do it with the Superior buy.
Yeah. Gonna have to try against this Shadows Sheriff. Absolutely scary stuff for them.
Oh no.
Tyler, you're in the drone. Come on, man. You're sleeping on the job. Someone get him out of here. I mean, obviously not expecting the push-up out of sewer, so I'm being harsh, but, you know, hindsight is always going to be 2020, as now they're trying to fog with these good weapons. They do have that Ares, so they can just pretty much spray as soon as they enter Vitamins, and it's also out through one faucet, and that's through the CT, so that's going to be a problem either. Finding Shadows, and they're going to have to use the utility to force the Ares out of position. Amic finding one, but traded out. Still ZCT with 2 out of their bandits, so it leaves it down to Cup Holder, and he's good for 2. Now leaving it down to ZCT, and he's already found 1, but he is still with full HP. Should be easy to convert. There should be no problem, surely. But he's forcing him off of the defused? Come on, man! How the hell do you do that with the bandit? Miracles and gymnastics from Adrenaline's opponent, Zentrix Nexus.
1 apiece, the eco comes through, and Adrenaline, they just can't get the job done. And I mean, you know, as you said, it was a little bit harsh to criticize Tyler not being aware of how close the players were, but I do agree with you. You had to be sort of aware because the presence was made, right? You had the Cypher Cage being thrown down there on A lobby, the dart was broken, and yeah, getting caught out on that angle was all the attackers needed to flood the site. Very well done, Zentrix Nexus. They are really looking impressive here. As we can see the eco round from the defenders, it is not looking anywhere near as successful.
Yeah, that's like 2 rounds in this map where, you know, it feels like most of them are just fighting instantly because of the very inconveniently matched set of strategies. Obviously, they looked to push out of Garage, and they, you know, watched for a push out of Garage, which does not hold well for the both of them. PP Daddy is watching for that lurk, so Hyber may do so at his own peril. This position, very strong. Shadows is basically baiting for him, and he's got 4 already. How about it? An ace for him is possible, but Smarkies is all the way over towards CT, and I doubt, you know, he's gonna even give it to him. Might as well die to the bomb or find an exit or something. He's nodding because he agrees with me. So now, just gonna wait for that bomb to tick away. He's nearby though, 21 HP. Come on, go for it. Still nearby. I think that bomb's gonna go off about now though. Yeah, so close to glory. No ace in this round.
They keep it clean though. I mean, Zentrix Nexus, a flawless round to come out there. Now they absolutely snowball their economy, and they're making none of those mistakes Really, really nicely done. Great patience, knowing the defenders had to make a play on that eco buy, knowing that there was going to be some sort of aggression to come out. I mean, you look at the composition here, even, you know, the Chamber, their Sentinel player is going to get it on an aggressive line. So Zentrix just wait for the defenders to come to them in that one. They isolate very nicely and they make no mistakes. 2-1, and the attackers, they are going to take the lead in this match, but now the rifles are online. Adrenaline, are we going to see a fight back?
Okay, Hyber. He was trying to activate the MRIs as they were finding, I think, the smoke spray good for, I believe, a bit. He's playing Feet Finder, and he will bring Amic down to 30 HP. TCT will get that drone off. Do have that lurk over towards mid, that layer of PD Daddy looking to possibly be that round closer. The Phoenix pushed up of Cup Holder as well, confirming that nobody is nearby A. That problem they had before of them contacting up through sewer, now not a possibility. However, that could still be punished with how forward they are. If they can get that Phoenix, that would be the go button pressed towards A. As now with 55 seconds, they have no space besides, I suppose, now this lurk over towards C. Cup Holder now exposed, finding PP Daddy, and that is the X factor gone of the team. And now they're going to have to work with these 4 remaining pieces to try and get this round, but they all are pretty scattered. They do have Shadows over towards mid, waiting for, so I suppose, catching
30
one
seconds left.
rotating over from B to C, because they're going to get this execute done now, and Hyber is going to back away. Doesn't have an operator. Had that Vandal, would have played on site, but it would have been overwhelmed. Shadows finding someone on the lurk, and now it's a 4v4. Bomb planted, but not before Lizzie McAlpine finds Shadows, and now they've got to try and send them back.
Joke's over.
Amic
You're dead.
gonna be set off by the paranoia. Chubby Dumpling is good for one, but he will be shut down. Not before Amic swings out, though, leaving it down to ZCT. And he's on that wraparound. This is actually quite lovely timing. I don't know whether he'll be able to find the defuse, though. He is considered.
Yeah.
And spray's not going to be good. Yeah, no. There's a T1 versus G2, man. It ain't happening to all.
Nice try in the end. Yeah, it just wasn't on the angle. A little bit unlucky for the server, but still a nice retake and Adrenaline. They hit back in this one. 2 apiece now, and they keep things nice and even. Important round to win for their economy, but I gotta say, interesting sort of to talk about the contrasting compositions, right? Because in that situation, you know, you sort of flip the script on the agent compositions. If you're in a 3v5 scenario, you're not heading towards C against the Cypher, are you? I mean, it would just be absolutely suicide to go into that. But having the Chamber there, they could isolate that weaker side. So good assessment of the situation from Zentrix Nexus. Whoever's calling for them is definitely having a good read in this series in general.
Joke's over.
We did see the defense hit back. They're going to use that runner back again, isolating this C site, trying to get in. But this time the defenders are here. They're stacked and they're ready to fight.
Down, C.
Yeah, I mean, you're running in towards the meat grinder, but Amic will find Lizzie McAlpine. Did sort of overheat a little, I suppose, but the bomb still left on site does make it a problem-solving scenario. But with the flash coming out, Smarkies can't do anything about it. Tyler C has such a long walk to get over towards his team, but with Hyber finding one, maybe it's workable. Good flash dodge, good mechanics, but with Amic on the overwhelm, now it has to be Tyler C, and he's being forced out of position. You can see. Still working with it, though. Reliable with it. Tyler C gets it done, and it is 3 and a hat trick of rounds for Adrenaline.
3-2. What a clutch to come out there. Tyler C gets it done, and as you mentioned, Hyber getting that pick with the tour de force was enough to do the damage. I mean, you can't blame Zentrix for playing that 2v1 the way they did. Hold that high-low, wait for the play to swing out, but the wall bangs was simply too good. Tyler C getting on the board as well. Very, very nicely done from the Sova, and Adrenaline back in the lead.
Yeah, it's really good stuff from Tyler C. Exactly how you need to play it. As Cup Holder finding 2 off the rim is so damn good. The diverging pass definitely making stuff easy for this defenders. As now flash out, Daddy likes it also to be blinded. It's all good, it's all done, and Hyber will close 4 rounds now, and a quick conclusion to round number 6. It was, I saw just off the rip, they unleashed the ultimate onto them, and it didn't really feel like they could do much. Now, with the economy broken, it seems that Centric Nexus are going to take a timeout.
Yeah, pump of the brakes here, looking like they have just lost a little bit of the control of the tempo of this game. I mean, a bit of a pace change from the defense. They've sort of shown a lot towards mid, right? They've been trying to take that active angle, try and, you know, swing out a garage, leaving that C side a little bit open. This time, they stack towards the A side. They invest the conversion parts there and try and catch the attackers off guard, and it's exactly what they did. So really, really well played. A good read from Adrenaline, but I like this from Zentrix here. They're not getting ahead of themselves. They're pumping the brakes before things go too crazy out of control, right? Because when you get that thrifty buy after losing the pistol, you want to be the one to take control. You want to be the one to set the pace, and it hasn't quite happened. So rather than trying to, you know, recover it in this round and maybe go for a bit of a force buy where they don't need to, instead, just pump the brakes, assess the situation, and see what they can do in this next round. I like the timeout here, but it has to come with results. Zentrix Nexus, they need to fight back into this match, being on the attacker side of Haven. I mean, it's kind of interesting. You do see halves go a little bit more back and forth on this map as compared to what we occasionally see on Lotus, although this time around it was a dominant defense in that first map. But I've got to say, the attackers, they want to try and get themselves back into it, and this timeout could be the tool that they needed.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's often though, it can be so scary on those more eco rounds and buys as they do find 2 and ZCT. How about it? Good stuff. You'll find another out of it, and now they are numbers down. Where did they go though? Still player within CT having rotated over from A, specifically Hyber, has that out, should be able to kill every single player. It's basically an operator, except more mobile. And with Tyler C finding Chubby Dumpling, I believe that is the spike down. Has that running back though? Does he have the spike? Yeah, he does. No, so spike is not down. He can try and play this clutch to conclusion, and absolutely, that's not even that bad. I mean, clutches from Zentrix Nexus have been in supply since Lotus, since the beginning of Lotus, and through the entirety of it. Can he get more for his team? They're going to be quick on this flood out, though. I'm going to be slow on this offset, though. Bit of a contact up.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Trying to get caught out by anyone. Still not having considered backside, as he just about running back, knows where he is, and he's nearby. So, with the shock darts about to land in towards him, this should be a round conversion. You can just go ahead and stick it. Unless he is able to just get rid of Hyber. Oh no, Flash comes out and he's off with the defuse. He's going to know he's not there now, so he can just tuck in. Still has to try go for the defuse, man. Oh no, it's a disaster. And another clutch for Zentrix Nexus to make it a thrifty round.
What a master clutch from the Phoenix as well in the 1v2. Very, very well done there. The run it back used in supply, and I gotta say, I mean, this is such an impressive clutch, but at the start of that round, you mentioned it a couple of rounds ago as well. The overheating coming out from the defense there, Jude. I mean, they got a couple of picks towards C-Long, and then that third player swings out through the smoke, gets taken down, and sort of makes things a little bit more awkward. They just lose one more member than they maybe had to. And it's just handing little freebies over to their opponents. We've seen it time and time again. You cannot afford to do it against a quality team like Zentrix Nexus.
Yeah, that's for sure. Titles notwithstanding. With now a goodbye on Zentrix Nexus, they look to equalize the round score between them and Adrenaline. Approach towards mid. All of them will look to skirmish soon enough. They are about to be spotted, I think. But no, the drone does end up expiring right before that happens. They know there's something happening. They can smell it, but they certainly don't know how many players are committed. And look, it's definitely a three-pronged approach that they've got. They've got this Cypher lurking up from A, and, you know, this Waylay's getting distracted. Hey, she's going to look away. Yeah, that's absolutely going to be an A site exposed. They can't do anything about it. This Waylay is going to get curious. Might have Peepy Daddy peeking towards them, and now that's a problem. But are they going to try and get anything more out of it, knowing that they are nearby, trying to catch the time? If it doesn't do so, Hunter's Fury might catch out ZCT, but no, they cannot find them. Only brought down to half, and now they've got to do this retake, and they are feeling pretty good about it. They've done a bunch of damage This is way better than it looked initially. Hyber finding shadows as well. The sniper iron sights finding more as Sparky will double down for 2. The Hunter's Fury has to be used early, and ZCT will just keep his rifle. It's all easy. It's all good. It is not a 4th round for Zentrix Nexus as they go halfway to 10.
Keeping it clean as well. Very, very nicely done by Adrenaline. It left 5 players standing. They're going to have their economy built up well here. 5-3 here on map 2. Haven looking a lot better than their previous match. And I gotta say, you know, even though, yeah, they did give a lot of map control away there, June, I feel like they were always in control. They always wanted to play retake towards that A site. They were aware of that Cypher's presence, and Sparky's played the patient game rather than trying to make that hero play. So I like the setup there. Very clearly utilizing those ultimates. Very, very good looks. It's looking like the Adrenaline that we've come to know from previous tournaments. So we'll see whether or not they can continue that form. They do have that 2-round lead. They would absolutely love to get a 6th on the board here, especially against such a weak buy.
Yeah, that's for sure. You want to continue on this momentum, make sure that you're not allowing Zentrix to call anything back, because it's so damn clean. Good stuff from the controller as they take control of this 9th round. Only 3 players left now, but they are pretty good at playing numbers down. Chubby Dumpling, though, is about to be found. You poor soul. Oh, not. Okay, I thought they were about to be. Instead, actually, it's Shadows who gets annihilated. And also, soon, Chubby Dumpling, CCT will find Tyler C. But this is not a 1v5. Simply not possible. They will find Cup Holder to try and do something. But with being so slow on the jump up, that could have possibly been Sparky peeking out. And yeah, there we go. The window of timing opened as Adrenaline now double that of Zentrix Nexus.
6-3. What a game we have set up for ourselves. The defenders, it seems like, on every map are starting to sort of fire. It's been the attack all series that has struggled, and we are now going to see Zentrix Nexus needing to reply. That was a half buy, to be fair to them. That was the round that they were willing to throw away in order to invest into this one. And with Amic 1 away from that runner back, they're going to go for more of that C-long pressure again, try to get that ultimate orb online. Where they choose to use it, though, is going to be the question.
Yeah, absolutely. And usually, obviously, with this little bit of a default that they've been having, I suppose it's going to be the goal. They're going to be looking, hey, where do we use this? Where do we commit it? And do we commit it now? As we'll spot the 1 player out garage, little bits of info being gained on every single point of the map as they're trying to surmise whether they've gone for something a little bit more novel or something towards what they've been doing before, something traditional. They are, that sewer space being taken, not really too lopsided. In a way, actually, this chamber baits for Chubby Dumpling, so he's going to take it away after he gets his first kill, and now they might try and run towards him, but no, they don't do so. Lissy McAlpine probably was in for one hell of a multi-kill as they'll back up towards garage. And guess what? There's players nearby there. They were using the operator as a tool to try and discourage them from going towards that site, but still, you know, now you're walking into all these crosshairs, and with Shadows finding an opening, maybe it's possible. Waylay within the smoke peeks out, but now in towards CCT's crosshair as Lizzie McAlpine can try to find something, but it won't be for value. The plant goes down, Hyber, retake required, and a clutch as well at that for needed. So scales up, scopes in to find Chubby Dumpling, and now he's done about half the work, but it feels like it's a mountain to climb. But the rest of this, as he spots out Shadows somehow, peeking in towards CCT, got a little bit undisciplined towards the end, a little bit loose, and it does end up punishing him. And finally, Zentrix Nexus find a crack in the armor of Adrenaline.
Yeah, I gotta say though, you know, even though Adrenaline have ended up losing that round, I love the adjustment on that A side especially. They've conditioned Zentrix to know that they're very willing to fight for that A long space. They've often had a player sat up there, posted on towards that A lobby angle, and then they make the adjustment towards short. But the very, very quick pivot over towards that C site, the entries were absolutely amazing. And I gotta say, the spacing of these attackers has been so impressive. They've looked to take space in so many different areas, and when they they do get into those fights, they're always there for the trade. So, been very, very impressive. But again, it's another layer. It's another switch up here. They haven't done this yet, and Adrenaline find one. Very nice walk up there from Yanis on the Omen. Finds the space, and that is a first blood for the defense.
Oh, I love that. Hell yeah. Absolutely destroyed them. Lovely walk up from the defense, and Sparky's is also doing it. How about the Shadows? Are you prepared for it? No, you're not. Man, they're in your spawn. Do something about it. Oh, Sparky's find his ECT, and the man to clutch out the previous round is now watching on the spectator screen. That's a 3-kill round coming out from Sparky's. And Amic will try to find some consolation, I suppose, in this round. But he knows he's not getting anything out of this, as Jonathan Amic Pork can only walk in towards his doom. The 7th round for Adrenaline.
Yep, 7 on the board, and I gotta say, we can definitely tell this is the map pick of Adrenaline, right? They've looked a lot more structured, a lot better, and a lot cleaner on their rounds too, so very, very good to see them having that mental reset, being able to fight back into this series. And now it's Zentrix who are kind of asked the question of, well, what have you got? And, I mean, the answer at the moment in the buy is absolutely nothing. They're just getting bits and pieces together. Daddy, I've got to say, very, very quiet compared to that last match. I mean, opened up, I believe, with the 3K on the pistol as well. So, haven't seen too much impact from the Cypher in this map. Adrenaline's done a great job to shut down the lurk.
Yeah, that's for sure. And, you know, I sort of wonder whether, you know, this is all just the effect of not having as much prep on their map pick as Chubby Dumpling finds Hyper. At the very least, that does make things doable. No weapon picked up, though. Maybe my confidence wavers a little bit, as now there's a lot of pressure being put onto Liz and McAlpine, but I'm sure they can perform as they peek out in towards that operator. Now things are a little bit sketchy. Shadows get to play it from this position. It's pretty advantageous unless nothing is sort of used to bring them out. Nearby as Hunter's Fury finds Sparky's and also will do a bit of damage, I believe, towards the second player. Cup holder with 10 HP, looking a little bit timid with a tucked tail and looking to evacuate. Tyler C walks into a Chubby Dumpling 4K, and that is a 5th round for Zentrix Nexus. A slight recovery, which is all they can really do.
Yeah, no, really, really nicely done there. Picks up the operator, and that one pick in towards Garage is all that was required. Adrenaline get punished off the back of it. I don't want to, you know, sort of bring out a caster curse, but I mean, it's very similar to the first map in that we have an even game. I mean, it was real back and forth here. I mean, obviously, Adrenaline, they are getting the job done on the pistol round, and they did manage to recover themselves nicely in that half. But I gotta say, Zentrix, if they can win this pistol, you know, I did mention the Cypher has been quiet in this map, but if he starts heating up, there is some serious trouble.
Yeah, don't forget who PP Daddy is, because you know, it's kind of weird to get all that 3K and you kind of just like focus on for the rest of that half as Shadows will open up on Sparkies. That's first blood spills as they'll find even more, leaving more corpses on the ground. They'll evacuate and play their numbers advantage. A little bit of discipline coming out from Zentrix Nexus on this defense side, as now Adrenaline have to play uphill against all of them. Jump peak to get a little bit of info. Knows Lizzie McAlpine is nearby. Chamber off towards Garage as Amic will find Hyper, and now it is just pretty much wraps for round number 13. It's a quick and swift conclusion to this one as the road to recovery looks paved in gold. Oh, but I don't know whether you can try and find anything. The worst part is I don't even like Omen at all Torbs, so like you can find some kills, sure, but like it's, well, you know, as far as I'm concerned, it's for the KD at that point. Debating for them, we'll find one, but Shadows does better and says, hey, I'll find 3. Not saying that round score, but they go up 6.
Yeah, it is going to be now 1 round advantage for Adrenaline, but they will be on that eco round, so a really important pistol round being won there. And I've got to say, Zentrix, a lot more disciplined already, getting that early advantage. Yeah. They don't go greedy, they don't go hunting for that extra kill. They instead sit back, they go, guys, 5v2, just play our numbers. They do that perfectly. Really, really well done. Full credit to them. As Adrenaline, they will end up losing another round on the attack. Yet to get on the board on the attack in this series, and it looks like this round probably going to be a similar story. They are going to walk into the crosshair here of this Bulldog. See whether or not they can get the timing right, though. If they could find a weapon, maybe they can do what their opponents did to them in the first half.
Yeah, perhaps they could. I mean, the thing is, one of the things I'm a bit worried about with Zentrix Nexus losing this map is it kind of creates that feeling of we should be beating them. These guys suck. Why haven't we just destroyed them? Especially after that first map, because you're going to obviously be feeling like we're the best players in the world. Obviously, though, with this map still to go, it's going to actually create some confidence to try and stop them in their tracks off of a little bit of a hot streak that they gained on that defense half on their own map pick to try and stop them and be able to be that team that said, hey, listen, we sort of handled that. We didn't have an issue. And when there are future scenarios where that sort of becomes an issue, reference back to that point as Hyber opens up, can't double down to find two, and that smoke's going to obfuscate the rest of their team. So they go over towards C, and then we'll have passage to plant that bomb. The Phoenix nearby, like, to also pop that flash. Let's see if Cup Holder can find anything off of that. Does have two flashes. They will likely also clear him. Careful, likely could be deadly, but doesn't find anything. ZT throws them down. Tyler C with a follow-up. Eventually, Outlaw will be dropped down, but not before it is collected again by CCT. Cleanup crew on it now. Starkey will find one, but also will not be able to find the rest of the Zentrix Nexus squad. Looked a little bit sketchy for a second, but end of the day, they get it done. However, this bonus is going to be a bit painful.
7 apiece. Good damage coming out from Adrenaline. Really, really nicely done to get the spike plant as well. So they're going to be happy with that. It's kind of mission accomplished on the eco round there, right? I mean, you get the plant, you get 4 down, few extra orbs to come through. Looking at it, I mean, maybe you can try to get the Waylay a couple orbs in this round before hitting your site. We'll see what they end up going for here. But yeah, this is a real chance for Adrenaline to take the lead and sort of firmly take control of this map. Let's see whether or not they're able to do it here on Haven. We can't count out their opponents. They have been extremely good so far. So they will have an Outlaw still to boot. So still threats in this round, regardless of it being a weaker buy. As we are going to see now, Adrenaline, they're going for a little bit more of this contact play. This Bucky could feast if the Omen walk through the doors here.
Suppose I'll bring out is it a proverb? It's a saying. I don't know. It's a feast or famine.
Yep.
Losing this position, and a lot of space is exposed, and the Cypher won't be having a very good time because there's no trips in the way of them. So he sort of is a trip in a way, you know. He's a one-man army, sort of discouraging anyone from going there. If he fires a shot off, then you don't really want to walk in towards there because the Bucky is advantaged there. Amic, okay, exposed. Maybe could have found something out of it. But he will be exposed, and he's going to actually come down and stay on his position. But surely he's going to reroute it out. I mean, with the flash coming and the sprays good enough, Hyber is going to be laughing at him for his decision. Finds another also onto ZTT, and now Zentrix Nexus. The bonus is looking just about as good as we predicted. Not very. As Tyler C gets his bomb planted down, what could be the equalizer? I suppose the job now is to try and find some damage. Shadows finding 2 shots into the body of Sparkies does at least give something to talk about when it comes to the damage that they're getting. What a few daddy finding Lizzie McAlpine, and yeah, that's good damage, I suppose. They can try walking towards them. They are playing together to make sure that they don't let go of anything too silly. Still player on top of Chubby Dumpling, trying to play with the verticality, but it won't end up sort of giving any value. 8-7, and Adrenaline not out yet.
Yeah, a bit of no-nonsense Valorant there, I'd kind of describe that round as. Just a nice clean execute in towards the B side. Lost a couple rifles, some nice shots hit by the defense, but it was never really in doubt that round. Really, really well played. Good protocols coming out in Adrenaline. They are starting to look like a much better team in map number 2. They do get themselves back in the lead as well, and they will have a big round to come through. Should they win this next one, they can really take control of this map. So really important if you are a Zentrix Nexus fan to see your team try to at least do some damage. If not, just try to win this round outright. So we are seeing early pressure towards the A lobby area again. Short and long, both have been threatened and forced the defenders back. So good space taking initially from this attack, but let's see what their plan is in the end goal, as we can see that spike starting to drift back towards attacker spawn, potentially trying to set up Hyber on this lurk, maybe try to take some C space.
Yeah. We'll maybe apply a passive there to keep tabs on it. Sparkies, well, with an opening fan, will be traded out by CCT. Good buddying up for Zentrix Nexus to try and dissipate any advantages they could find. But the thing is, even when you are 4v4, it's often better to get away with one rather than having to trade out an opening pick from the T's. And sort of, you know, I'm being a bit nitpicky, but with the fact that you are the defenders, you are ultimately still having to spread all players out against what is likely going to be a majority. So with Shadows getting a little bit too curious now, they're going to have to play this retake. Look, even the Cypher playing back. Maybe Daddy can try and show up with something big here. Finds
No
two.
way.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. The X factor of this team, but will be shut down by Lizzie McAlpine. 11 seconds to get this bomb down, and that's more than enough margin. Phoenix also nearby for that backup, as they now look to consolidate upon round 16, as well as Haven. But look at ZCT out from the flank nearby and causes an issue for Cup Holder. A crisis now in this round that it should have been winning. As Cup Holder cannot hunker down to find Chubby Dumpling, and it is a tool at the end of it. We have got ourselves a map.
Shadows has to be thanking the heavens that Zentrix have won that round. I, for the life of me, cannot understand what the Jet was doing, walking around outside past the tripwire and garage there, giving the advantage back over to the attackers. But like I said, luckily it wasn't a full punish on the round. It was just a death, and the rest of the team get the job done. 8 apiece, it's going down to the wire here, and again, a dominant defensive half started up here. PP Daddy starting to heat up as well, so maybe a few warning signs coming out for Adrenaline. They're to keep their cool. Got a lot of ultimates to work with here as well. You've got one away from that tour de force as well. If Hyper can find an early pick, maybe pass that rifle over towards one of their duelists, we could see some success, but it's an aggressive seaside push to come out from the defenders, and they've actually found one. Cup Holder goes down, and now they're going to go all the way with it in towards attacker spawn.
Okay, they found something out of it, and they get away as well. Come on! That's brilliant stuff. So, I'm also believing that, yeah, they've got a rifle on Amic to play with as well. This is good stuff still. The lurk now being spotted, knowing that they were lopsided over towards C did mean that this was likely an unattended site, and they exploit that exactly. So, good surmising, I suppose, from this Adrenaline side, but they've now got to try and make this work with this divergent path. Will exposed by the drone, has to use it now, knowing that they are nearby. The audio cue will help in a second, but no, they don't actually end up committing it. Lizzie McAlpine finding PC Daddy, the Sheriff, good for one, and almost good for two. I was worrying for a second. Is Hyper with the numbers up makes it so doable. Zentrix Nexus. Oh man, confidence is good, but hubris is not at all. As Adrenaline take the lead again.
Hyper finding that value on the lurk, finding the space, and as you said, great call to go towards that weak side of the map. The Waylay even dashing over the top of the tripwire. Very, very nicely use of the light speed. Gave the Cypher nothing to work with there. PP Daddy just left in heaven with not much tools to his disposal. So there is another lead taken here, but it feels like this is just one round away from spilling over on either side. The economy now broken on the side of Zentrix Nexus, and Adrenaline have a chance to go 2 rounds in the lead.
Yeah, that is absolutely for sure. What can they do? They did something a little gimmicky, a bit novel to start out with, so they end up pushing out of A to do something special. Again, try to be equalizing force as Lizzie McAlpine. Oh, it's just a shooting range out near his home spawn as Chubby Dumpling prepares the Ares. He's going to need a lot more than that to try and get anything done in this round. He will get one, and a Sheriff as well, but it's not even a primary weapon. He'll TP away to keep it, but with the clock going down and him not able to find Lizzie McAlpine, he's now on for the ace. Will PP Daddy give it, is the question. Can hear the footsteps, and Lizzie McAlpine is being baited for him. Finally, an ace in this upper bracket semi-final.
Yeah, very, very nicely done. We finally see the ace. We've seen a few 4Ks get snubbed out, but there it is. The ace comes through. Very nicely done in the end. It is the Omen come through with the goods as well. 10-8. Adrenaline reached double digits, and they are 3 away from taking us to Fracture. I mean, this has been an incredible fight back from Adrenaline, you gotta say. They are looking like a completely revitalized team here on Haven. It is now a 2-round lead that they have gotten back into their control. Amick is going to be putting the pressure towards Garage. Needs to get out of there. The Hot Hands is disrespected. Oh, no. The Omen, who are you feeling like, my friend? The Ace has given him a world of confidence. And that's an entry onto the C site.
No way. I mean, look, this man. Oh, it is so damn good from Chubby Dumpling, though. Now a 3v3 and ZCT adds to it. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I agreed with the fact that he tried to punish that timing and just, you know, run through it. Why not? Hey, listen, it's only a molly. I'm only going to do 30 HP damage to myself, and, you know, I'm going to kill him. Gets that advantage, but still with Chubby McDumpling, McDumpling, that could be a new name, getting 2. And ZCT also adding to it now. They've got to try and work uphill, even off of the good work of their teammates. As being swinged out by that drone. Tyler C finding Chubby Dumpling, as now that can't be more from him. ZCT will find a second, and now he'll try to isolate the duels, but ZCT is on it, as that will be a 9th round. Adrenaline are not allowed to run away with it. 2 seconds of time between an explosion and a defuse.
Yeah, really nice retake to come out here. I gotta say, ZCT has been hitting some critical shots. Current top frag of the team as well, 20 and 11, but I gotta say, just across the series, just been in those critical 1v1 moments. The Sober has been winning him out more often than not, so really, really good to see here. Another fight back, Zentrix. They clinging on for dear life. They bring it back within 1 round. I mean, this is a match that is destined to go the distance, but can Adrenaline come out on top? That's going to be the question, as we are seeing here, even in the ultimate situation, you'd assume maybe the Phoenix can get one back online, cup holder, but the rest of the team probably going to be the last time they're able to use it in regulation.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Dumpling switching over towards that Judge. Is this guy doing a challenge? I don't know, because he was on the Odin, now he's on a Judge. I suppose because he died, he didn't have that much money, but it is certainly funny to see him switching between all these weapons. Maybe he'll go for a Marshall next, as everyone seems to flood out through Garage here. Interesting. Usually you might flood out through CT as that is a bit easier, but they actually are going to end up regressing out of backside. This is wild stuff from Adrenaline. What's going on? They're in there and spawn. Insane again. I don't know what's going on. Sparkies. We'll find PP Danny, and now they're the ones being chased. It's like they're on the attack. Are they retaking this site? I don't know, but look, they're on the bomb. Trying to defuse. Sparky's finding 3. Cup holder finding shadows. This will not be an 9th round from Zentrix Nexus as Adrenaline turn the dial up to 11.
Yeah, they're just overextending your space there, you could argue, but it worked out in the end. They just go all the way through. C-Link in towards Garage, coming out again, looking for the frags. Really nicely done, but it was all down to Sparkies, really. I mean, the Waylay getting a 4K there. Bit of heroics to come through from the Duelist to, again, give Adrenaline that buffer. 2-round lead, another eco buy coming through now for the defenders. Zentrix Nexus definitely on the back foot now.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, I kind of love that call in a way, because you're getting active, you're getting in their face. They're not really going to expect it, and sort of off of that, you know, they weren't where they were expecting either. They were flooding out all through Garage, which, you know, it just makes that an absolutely silly round, I suppose. Let's see what they can do with Sheriffs here, though. Maybe something magical can be brought up. As Tyler C does not spot the Sober backside, but he will be dealt with concurrently too. Easy. Hot hand to your firm cup holder for a second, but it will find Amick. It is not an issue at all. Chubby Dumpling waiting with that classic in the smoke. It will expire. You can jump away. The operator will be dodged, but certainly will not dodge this outlaw, as that will be PP Daddy. You'll find damage. Good stuff, but I doubt we'll... Whoa, okay, come on. Almost found a 3rd. Good damage. But with it being at 12 rounds, Adrenaline are on the horizon of a deciding map.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like in that round there, Amick was the one to play spoiler, right? In towards short, wasn't detected early on, but couldn't win that 1v1 out. Had the rifle gone into the hands of the defenders, maybe something is on, but yeah, that never really felt too threatening again. Adrenaline, though, keeping things clean, going into match point. They have a 3-round lead, and I love this heads-up play, buying the Outlaw, knowing there's going to be a couple of players on a bit more of half-armor buys. This chamber really could be rewarded with this purchase.
Yeah, absolutely. Zentrix next is backs against the wall, and they look to do to them what was done to them earlier. As Hart either will find Amick, but traded out by Shadows. Can't find more than that, though. You felt like maybe if the gunfight went differently, you could have played Trigger Discipline and sort of gotten in behind them, gotten 2, maybe gotten 3, something ridiculous. Chubby Dumpling to be caught on a timer. You don't want to be walking away while Sparky's is aggressing on you. And now it all looks to come to an end. They've got that numbers advantage. How are they going to use it, though? What heroic can Zentrix Nexus bring up? As now Shadows, it seems to be the one who's going to be called up by his team to do something massive. Jump spot, though, will be punished. Sparky, he's had a brilliant last few rounds, and he'll be the one to bring this to conclusion. This series, I suppose, was never destined to end into, even after what was a bit of a stomp on the first map. This one was closer, sure, but with ZCT being the last remaining one, he cannot bring the flank to conclusion, and we are going to Fracture. Third is needed to decide his upper bracket semi-final as Adrenaline stops Zentrix Nexus in their tracks.
Well, that is the Adrenaline that we know and love coming out. 13-9 victory. Very, very well done. Sparkies really heated up, I think, towards the end of that map, I've got to say. The impact of the Waylay was felt in that attacking half. Very, very nicely done. Hyber as well. Played incredible. Full credit to ZCT, though. Obviously, top fragging on that server, dropping that 20 bomb. Like I said, won so many crucial 1v1 opportunities, but it wasn't enough on this occasion. Adrenaline hit back on their map pick, and as you say, we are destined for a third map in this upper semi-final. The viewers are getting what they deserve here. I mean, I gotta say, Drew, that was an excellent map of Valorant from both teams. I mean, it was controlled from Adrenaline from start to finish, especially in that second half. They just never let that 2-round buffer slip too far. Yeah, obviously, it was a good attempt. Zentrix Nexus got within 1 quite often, but they just kept them at arm's reach. They managed to push ahead, and 13-9 victory there on map number 2. Shows the quality of this side. I mean, to get absolutely obliterated and picked apart on Lotus, to come back and win your map pick shows a great signs for their mental.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we were talking about it earlier about how they first needed to reset, but also about the fact that, you know, on your own map pick, you're always going to look better. And end of the day, they were able to sort of use that advantage, pull it back. I'm really, really impressed with some of the calls that they made on defense in particular. It really felt like they took control of that match. Even then, still, I suppose, you could argue that they were less, quote-unquote, heated up, less comfortable, a lot less opportunity for them to individually bring themselves into play, Zentrix Nexus. But Adrenaline, sort of as a team, make it work. And we've got a 5-minute break before the decider, I believe. Production can tell me if I'm wrong. But in the case that it is, I'll see you guys in 5 minutes for Fracture. this game is looking a lot less upside down, and that's because my co-caster is gone, sadly. Really lovely guy. I absolutely love talking to them. It's just going to be me for now, so you're stuck dealing with me. I'll do a solo cast. It's how we do things in, I suppose, Counter-Strike land most of the time. I do so many solo casts at this point. It's kind of sad. It's sort of more of a rarity that I don't do duo. Oh, I have a caster. Oh, sorry. Hi, Neon. Okay. My bad. Hello.
It's okay. It's still a little less upside down, though.
The first part was true. I suppose it's a very much normal orientation. Also, cool thing about it is we've got ourselves a decider. Our deciding map. You got yourself a best of one. These guys technically have a best of one. It is Fracture. I'm not a fan of Fracture personally, but these two have to if they want to get into a grand finals qualifying game, which is going to be the upper bracket finals. Have you seen the first two games? I can give you a little bit of rundown.
Oh man, please give me the rundown.
I've got you. So basically, Lotus, the Church of PP God, put all of their power into PP Daddy. And this guy just absolutely shredded everyone. Shadows was also popping off. It was like watching Prime Astralis if they were not Astralis and were playing Valorant, but they were so damn good. And it was a bit of a stomp. 13-5 on Lotus. Haven, they did fight back. It was very impressive because there were a lot of moments on Haven where, on defense specifically, Adrenaline sort of called these really insane walkouts through mid where, they just ended up going in their spawn and just killing them. On top of that as well, in even more insane mid rounds, rather post plants, where they decided to run out of C, so that they planted on C, then ran through out with sort of the choke near towards CT into C Link and killed everyone who was flooding in through garage. Insane stuff. They're a bit psychopathic. I suppose that's what I'll leave it as a summary. But we've got Agent Select, we've got Fracture. What are your thoughts on Fracture? Are you a Fracture enjoyer? Do you hate Fracture?
I'm a bit of a coin flip on Fracture myself. Personally, it's not like my most hated map, but it's definitely not up there as a favorite map for me. It really depends on the day on whether or not I perform on it. With going across the ropes, multiple entrances into these sites as well. I think what's going to be really important is that early information. A lot of utility going to be used across the map. And as far as how much I like it, I do typically like playing those controllers, so a lot of smoke angles, a lot of things to be used. So whether or not you can get those angles that you want for those gunfights, or even to play a little bit more passive for those retakes, going to be absolutely crucial going on to here this map Fracture that we have.
Yeah, that's for sure. And you can sort of note, some of the controllers that you could be playing. The problem is, what I noticed is that they were playing Viper, and the Viper wasn't very utilized. It's often when you present the most simple solution that I feel that ends up working the best at any levels of play, really, whether it be sort of at Apex tier or even, sort of towards the more grassroots levels. So simplicity often works best, and with our Agent Select freaking out and not keeping things simple, we will be seeing how things are going for Fracture. PP Daddy locking in that Phoenix. He's had enough of playing the Sentinel role. He was playing Vice on the first map, absolutely killed everyone. Second try didn't look so good, so he says, hey, I'm going to hand this off to you, Chubby Dumpling, and you've got it. Chubby Dumpling with a good amount of multi-kills on Haven did make things absolutely workable for the Zentrix Nexus, but Adrenaline, with having won the third edition of this competition, trying to look for a back-to-back, lock in the rest of their comp. They've got a Waylay, they've got a Phoenix, they've got a Fade, they've got a Brimstone, and they've got a Cypher. So, pretty similar besides not having an Omen. They've got Brimstone instead. Thoughts on these comps? I mean, it's not too bad. It's sort of just double duelist, but, adapted to Riot's horrid nerfs.
Oh, absolutely. When you're going and look at these games, double duelist, like you said, you're going to have one of these duelists diving in. That is going to be the Whaley on each side, followed by the Phoenix. So what's going to be interesting is how are they going to use those walls? How are they going to use that saturate to enter the site? Will they use it to cut off the sideline, or will they use it more for who's going to alternate going into the site? Obviously, if you have the run it back ultimate on the Phoenix, that's going to be crucial for them to get the space, because of course Whaley can always refract and light speed and refract back to reality, to where they started entering those sites. But of course, what really more important as we get into the game, there's going to be a lot of aggression already. Oh, wow.
Punished instantly by the Nexus as they walk towards them. Adrenaline punished for hubris. But look, they're coming on the flank. This is ridiculous stuff still. So reactive, so quick to try and find some scraps out of what was that holding play. So let's see if we'll find Shadows to start out with. I'm trying to make out who his profile picture is. I think, is that like a Renegades player? I don't know. It's clearly some Counter-Strike tournament. No,
Good old school FNS on CLG, I'll tell you that, as a former CS player.
No way.
So...
Oh, I thought it was. Yeah, I did not know that was Finesse. Great to know that. That distracted me entirely. Zentrix Nexus up 1-0. I'm still a little bit dazed from realizing that that's Finesse. He looks so young. You know, Pujan before all of the stress and horrible things of Valorant, but you can see through the replay, insane start to the round. They couldn't really get out of the smoke. The utility to make it a little bit less dry, but ultimately, you know, just to consider, and they couldn't get it done.
Oh yeah, but now going into this, now we are into the anti-eco. A little bit of long-range guns. We have the two Guardians in the hands, both of PP Daddy and Chubby Dumpling, names you have mentioned at the beginning of this game. Probably the people you want to have those guns on, but so far, Amok on the other side as well. Already trying to see if they can get any information early. Probably already used, but they're already going for this 4-person stack and push out of B main.
Yeah, but I might be able to find something out of it. The Sheriff does bring PP Daddy down to 20 HP, but they'll get a little evacuate. But Chubby Dumpling apparently just had a bit of a brain fart and ended up being punished. A weapon retrieve for Tyler C. Can he get himself value out of it? They're going to push over towards CT, knowing the majority of the players are coming from main, knowing they're lopsided, and knowing that even they end up dying on site. Amish be punished. CCT crisp on the peak, shuts him down with the Sheriff, decapitating cup holders. They dash in and start this retake instantly. Sparky's do, trying to hold forward. The Cypher Cage is obfuscating it. The spams need to be good, but he's still sticking it. Still so damn good as they end up bringing the 50 to completion. Good stuff from Hyber. Good stuff from Adrenaline. The back-to-back prospects make it a force.
How do they pull that off? They managed to get it despite it being a 3v3 at the end of the day. It wasn't even just about the gunplay at the end of it. The round started off sloppy for Adrenaline, or should I say, for Zentrix, I should say, followed by the guns. They just let them onto the site, and then the post plant. Even more questionable. The plan for them unable to get defuse, to stop the diffuser, I should say. Meanwhile, Lizzie here already finding their early kill once again for themselves on the defense. First blood, so important already.
Yeah, absolutely. And now with you being numbers down, it's just perfect. You know, usually on defense, you don't want to be getting traded out at all. You at least want to be getting 2, or you want to be getting 1 and getting out. That's essentially equal value, if you think about it, because it puts you a man up, right, between both the teams, and they've done that exactly. It's a very long-winded way, I've said. It was very long-winded the way I've said they've basically gone a man up. They've gone a man up, and with them being sprawled out across Fracture here, the bomb over towards B and Arcade, there's still a very undecided drop being watched for by Cup Holder.
You can see PP Daddy already has the ultimate, run it back, already going to use it, curveball into the site. Will be taken down by their Phoenix counterpart, so ultimate nullified, no harm, no foul thus far though.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, but time's starting to tick now. That could be punished. ECT helpful by his teammate, but has to deal with another trip. And, you know, he's not punished for it, but he still can feel the anxiety. 20 seconds left, and the bomb will be planted to make it 45. Hyber punishes, and now it is a 2v5. Impossible to work with. This Amic cannot get it done. PP Daddy will only find Tyler C, and the Nexus go back to the drawing board, where Adrenaline go up to their second round.
Yeah, interesting call there. They had, I believe, 2 and 2 split, A drop and then B main. They tried to go for a fake there, and instead, with only 25 seconds left on the clock, unable to go for that full rotate towards A. And even if it was for a full rotate on A, they still had not much information on where the rest of the defenders were. With that said, it was a bit of a forced issue there, which is, you know, interesting. They won the last round. They come off. Sorry, they didn't win the last round for the side of Zentrix, but they still try to force something, which is proactive nonetheless. But maybe a little bit of mixed execution, especially with a lighter buy on that previous round.
Yeah, absolutely. The peak, good from PP Daddy. Seems to be heating up now on Fracture, where he's absolutely needed most. The thing about it is this match, it's not quite, you know, the most important match, because yeah, sure, it's not upper finals, but if you win this, you go up to top 3. So insane value you would be what you'd get out of this. Shadows will trade out with that Bucky. Good stuff to now run through their spawn. It's kind of ridiculous when you think about it. Again, going through CT, these attackers is now Hyber. Has to do work out from heaven. Look down upon all of them. The Cypher Cage used to stop him from progressing any further. Go overhead for that tap again. Run it back now. Used again by Cup Holder. Trying to run in towards him. Flash used. But not before they get that bomb down. Shadows crisp enough to find Cup Holders. Now both of them have to flood out through Arcade. The 2 players heaven. Certainly an obstacle. He'll use that cam as well. Taunting him slightly. A bit of a ping to note where he is. But still Sparky ends up finding ZCC. He can find a second. He was stunned, and it makes it so workable. Now down to Shadows. And I said it was Chris before. Now he's going to have to be brilliant to cut this round done and bring this post-plant to conclusion. But he's just going to go for the save gear, knowing how impossible it is. As that will be Adrenaline with a hat-trick of rounds and a triple at that.
Yeah, it's so interesting to see these mid-round calls for Zentrix here. This is the second time we've seen them cut through that CT spawn. They go up through ropes for the second time, and unfortunately, the post plant again does not work out for them. That's going to be 3 defuses in a row. Obviously, you can excuse one of those rounds being the fact that they got picked off early and a little bit of messiness, but this time around, just unfortunate timing. They had the information of players coming up through rope and through arcade, but it was just not meant for them in that round. So their mid-round calling is good. I like the creativity coming out of these their team on the offense, but they got to start cleaning up their post-plant positions, being a little bit of a better position to either trade or know where that bomb is planted, communicate that a little bit better. And I want to see if they make that an adaptation, because it is still very much a long game ahead for both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I've actually got a question to ask you. I'm guessing you're in the Northern Hemisphere. Has the weather been too bad for you? Because I know it's been sweltering up there.
It's doing all right. It's not too bad. You know, I'm sunny California, Los Angeles to say the least. So we'll see if the sunshine will fall upon these teams as bullets will find their mark across the board. Trades and will be in favor of Zentrix this time around. And now with a 3v2, person advantage could be huge for them post-plant.
Yeah, it's got to make work of it, though. The thing is, they're going to walk into so many angles, so... or rather, will be peeked into walls. I don't know. Is there Pika's advantage? No, they talked about that on the first day of having conceived this game. Maybe not conceived, but having revealed it. Shadows got a crossfire up with Chubby Dumpling as they'll lay that wall down to actually end up destroying it. But can Cup Holder try and find a kill off of it? Shadows will utilize the element of surprise. Will not be able to find anything more out of it. Sparkies, without a single hell of a hope in the world, we'll just have to look for consolations, but he won't even be able to find that. Will go, and he will keep his weapons and cut his losses, as Adrenaline will not be able to keep the round streak going. 3-2, Zentrix Nexus in their rear view.
And now with that round, we can see now that they're playing a little bit more straightforward of a round, getting a little, I would say, changing up their creativity rather than defaulting to something a little bit more standard there. I like the play call once again. This time, instead of trying to go for a single, a split call, I should say, they're going for that spearhead type of play, all going through arcade that time around. And I like it. They're mixing it up. They're going through the angles, playing a non-standard offensive side, you could say, on Fracture, and I'm absolutely loving it. Of course, results not necessarily there all across the board, but the pieces are definitely there for Zentrix Nexus.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, hey, listen, it's all about the result and how you get there. Listen, nobody's talking about how South Africa got to the round of 32. hey, listen, you look at what happened in Mexico. I don't care. No, we're in the round of 32. That didn't happen. And Canada better watch out, because if we manage to get house another 1-0, it's going to be insane. Anyways, so they'll pass their way away from arcade because they felt that it did not look too good. So they looked to receive signal in satellite, and they slowly contact their way up using utility to check the nooks and crannies and make sure they do not get caught out. Tyler C and Cup Holder would be their opponents if they were to go over towards there, but no, they end up doing the excellent IGL call of go A, then go B, then go A again, using the run it back to actually end up faking for them. So that's a little bit of, I suppose, mental gymnastics to it. You won't be able to find anything out of it, but look, he's drawn the numbers, nobody's nearby. It's only going to be the Cypher, and I don't think he's going to be able to even find anything out of it either.
30 seconds
He's
left.
stuck underneath, I believe. No, his teammate in CT. So, post-part will go down.
Oh my goodness, again, such creativity. They're again using that run it back, and now they have the post plant on the flank. PP Daddy 1, 2, and 3 on the flank. Oh my goodness, but Cup Holder finds one, so it's down to a 2v3. How will they decide to do this? Person advantage for the moment.
Remaining.
But no ace. That's the problem. And that means there's no high moments in Aura. PP Daddy, go ahead for the 4K. Chubby Dumpling basically baiting out for him as he looks to end up tapping the bomb. Still, teammate not nearby. Go for the stick.
Oh!
Will! Oh my god! Armed on the defuse!
Oh my god!
And he's so good for it! Does he have time? No! Oh my god, he does! Oh, he's so ridiculous! Hyper absolutely shreds the Nexus!
Oh my goodness, 5 HP is all you can ask for at the end of the day from Hyber. Again, the post plant was split, but the 1v1s were there, but Hyber, just a different animal. The same beast, all in all, clutching up for them. Insane on the round. But on the macro scale, if we look it up, zoom out and look at it from that lens, I love, again, what Zentrix was doing. They split up. There was an ultimate for ultimate. Run it back for the orbital strike. And they even had the Nightfall as well to stop the push for the retake. But unfortunately, just, again, results not falling their way.
Yeah, not quite. You know, close but no cigar. So yeah, now they will try to work with... Oh, the spy's fine. Also, work with the spy. No, they're pretty chill, aren't they? Full firepower for both teams, it seems. However, terms of ults doesn't seem to equip. Sparkies opens up, and now Tyler C will find also more. Cup Holder adds to the tally. The kill feed absolutely sprinkling in some of that defender's heal, as now it's only going to be Shadows and PP Daddy, and they haven't even got that bomb planted. We're still in regulation time for the round, and Shadows and PP Daddy make it work! It's, oh my god, another multi, but can they close is the question. Hyber coming out from T.
Enemy
Will
remaining.
manage to find this first kill. He clutched it out last time, so now Shadows has to do it. 1v1. Spam coming out. But spamming him should be an easy conversion this time, as Adrenaline do not capitalize on the bullshit twice.
Oh my gosh, Hyber, the last person you want to leave left standing. for the defense. If you're on the offense, I should say, for Zentrix Nexus, I can see even investing the full convergent patch just to secure the round. Again, you want to make sure you get these round counts under your belt if you're on Zentrix side. Again, I'm losing a couple members on the entrance. A little bit of a hero rifle play for PP Daddy to even up the member count at the end of it. And again, clutching up to get the round member advantage for themselves. And now, again, it's going to be that arcade push. Orbital Strike invested. Amok will find Hybrid trying to run to safety. And the third run it back will be invested, but Sparky's tries to find Chubby Dumpling, being a little cheeky. But nonetheless, down to a 3v4 retake opportunity for Adrenaline.
It's getting a little bit intense, isn't it? Clearly, mistakes being made. Tyler saying, hey, listen, you got finesse in your profile page. It's time to use that big brain of yours. How you get this retake done? Actually, just runs over towards it. No big brain needed, but however, they need to try and hold it. The smoke's to dissipate, and that's a problem, because he's about to die to everyone. Shadows and CCC finds the last 3 players. And it is another Zentrix Nexus round. No distance between the two.
Yeah, that time I feel like that round game plan was much more clear, very concise. They're going to push through Heaven there, investing that orbital strike to clear out Hyber. Of course, he's been playing pretty much there all game long. Finally switching sites, I believe, this time around, as you can see. But for that round, even the post-plant position's much cleaner. They planted it in the open, the triple peek from CT and from Arcade. Again, just a good call. Ooh. ZCT, we didn't see that. We didn't. Observers, look away.
Yeah.
You saw none.
So, one of my favorite things is when I was observing for the first time on LAN, because it was only I got a bit of money, so I was like, oh, cool, nice, a few dollars, all happy. And when we did that, one of the things I love to do to humiliate every single player is I would press the follow projectile button. And we caught so many bad Sova darts. It was so funny because I was there in the crowd as well. The crowd would always react, and I was wondering whether the players were catching wind of that, because surely afterwards, like, their families said, what was that or something. Shadows finds Sparky to open up with first blood. Then the Nexus looks to continue to deliver here in round number 9. They want to try and close out the series after a stomp on their home map pick, and after what was not really too uninspiring, but ultimately a failure on Haven. I'm so damn critical. I love it. That sounds so cool. And I absolutely have the authority before the failure. Has no run it back, has to try and go for that heal. Also has the wall, so he should go back up to 100 HP. As the plant does go down. 3 players on Adrenaline to get this completed. Lizzie McAlpine, but spammed out, should be able to try and open up. But no, he was tucked in. There was no way. The wall geometry simply says no to that possibility. Cup holder inserted himself, but will be found by CCT. It's all too easy on the conversion. PP Daddy will add to the credits. Tyler State will be able to initiate the credits roll. Finds Chubby Dumpling though. Some damage dealt, but ultimately still no outcome change in the round.
Yeah, I'm liking it once again. Zentrix Nexus able to push and pull their opponent to pretty much almost to their whim. And as you can see, the timeout now called for Adrenaline. Maybe they need to take a little bit away from their name, calm it down, or maybe hype it up and actually live up to their name. We'll see how the coming out of the timeout works. You can see on your screen, economy not looking too hot for the side of Adrenaline. So this will be the game plan probably for the next 3 rounds to finish off the half, going into 10, 11, and 12 of this game. As they do also have 3 ultimates available here. They have the Neural Theft, they have the Convergent Paths of their own, as well as their own Run It Back. But right now, if you look at the scoreboard, 15-7 on PP Daddy. Left unchecked on these last few rounds and absolutely popping heads and popping off.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's just finally coming alive again after, you know, he was so sorely needed. I think Shadows as well, you know, a few crucial kills. He's working with them, the dynamic duo. And maybe if one person stepped up, they could be the 3 Musketeers. But no, that died in 2022, and Brokey is now benched. So, I mean, I suppose, you know, there's no ends up happening a good time. And suppose maybe a series win will happen a good time for Centric Nexus if they keep it going in this direction. 5 Sheriffs, a weapon that is good in the hands of the beholder, but can they be that hand to make it good and make it shoot a bullet in the head? Yes, cup holder. Gonna have to run away. Pulls off the banana knife. Flash is good, and Shadow brought down to half HP. The dog's sent out, and they're gonna unleash the dogs in them to get on this site. Bomb to go down shortly, but find all of them. They do have that weapon advantage, so they can go through these fights and just make sure they're not letting go of any opportunities. And stop seeing where they're coming from, and it's from their own spawn.
Oh my god!
3, 4. Here's the ace that he didn't get 4. Does he make out pain? Oh, he's just having himself baited. As that's the second ace of this upper bracket semi-finals.
Oh my goodness, ZCT putting on a show for us, and Les absolutely serving that ace on a silver platter for PP Daddy. 20 kills already in 10 rounds. This player popping off right now. And again, is this the 4th run it back ultimate they will have access to in this first half? Insane.
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? Okay. It's like, this guy just used his ult. Why is he having it again? What's going on? Shadows will open up onto Sparkies. Another first blood from Shadows is kind of becoming a recurring trend. Maybe I'll try and make an adjustment for that on round 12. Like I said, you've got finesse in your profile picture. Come on. Well, I suppose him being retired, maybe he can be the one to pick up after finesse being that prodigy other than that. But I don't know if he has contact with him. Still, contact taken. Gonna go over towards site. CCT found as that blood is drawn on B. You won't find actual bodies off of it, but we'll find that runner back. Out comes that Fade ultimate. Is now Cuphold and Hyber will capitalize. Still burnt to a crisp is Hyber. Can Tyler C manage to not be destroyed by the 2 players Arcade? We'll also find Chubby Dumpling, as that's the 2 they need to make it 5. As Adrenaline keep it close. And 5th round, halfway to 10 for the back-to-back prospects.
Yeah, that time Zentrix forcing the issue there. They had the member advantage going on to B site. And of course, they were going to follow PP Daddy in with that running back ultimate. Didn't get any much information outside of knowing that Hyber was sitting in tower. So after that, they really didn't have much other angles to play off of. They didn't get control of Gen. They didn't really get control of Canteen, and they were all sort of just stuck between a rock and a hard place there. And you saw once the defenders rotated in, it was basically free pickings for them, and that utility use was great. The flashes, the smokes, the lineups for those 1v1s, and the spray down all throughout that site, more than crucial enough for Adrenaline to get that retake. But as we can see, Nightfall already being popped off. Rip hits Hyber, but doesn't hit the full site, so it's only going to be ults on 1.
Pose with Hyber starting off.
Oh my god!
Oh, you beauty! Hyber's on a heater, and Shadows is the next on the list. 4 for him. Is that a 3rd ace in this upper bracket semi-finals? Chubby Dumpling tucks tail in main. As they know where he is, they certainly do. Can they bait for another ace? What was done to them earlier is Hyber with ace number 3 of this best of 3.
Switching sides.
Are you kidding me, Hyber? Oh, no sound, no problem for them. Up in tower, that is their kingdom. The king will hold their throne up on high and will not let anyone into their sight. 3-person spray down, 4th and 5th with the help of their team. Absolutely insane from Hyber and the rest of Adrenaline that round. And they evened up the round count as we go into the second half. That timeout, they lost the first one off the eco, but definitely bringing it back and worth it for Adrenaline.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. I don't know what they said, but it certainly did work, didn't it? Oh, it's starting to get over towards the latter end of this series. And with that being said, it could be the I don't know, it could be overtime. We didn't have overtime in any of these maps, with Hyber opening up and Tyler adding to it. Maybe they're going to look to start a conquest to shut them down. Shadows double down to find 2, and now Zentrix Nexus look to try and find a way to get this retake started, considering also the fact that also Chubby Dumpling is all the way over on the opposite side of the map, which makes matters actually very difficult. They waste a lot of time trying to get themselves in towards position, so now they're going to have to get these kills done now or later. Sense of urgency. It's not a lower bracket match, but it certainly is still important because it could guarantee you top 3. With Tyler C finding Chubby Dumpling, that starts to become less of a prospect. There's chance to fight back, but it's 6-7. Adrenaline feel first blood in the second half of the decider.
Yeah, that time around, now they've clawed their round and win back. They've taken the lead in the second half. Can they run away with it? That will be the question. But as we saw in that round, a little bit of patience from the offense there for Adrenaline. They baited out the orb take, just waiting and patiently biding their time. They really didn't even make that much noise on A. So for the defense to be a little bit cheeky to get that orb early, ended up making them pay for it. But as again, first blood contact is going to be crucial here. Never to see a big fight coming out of Arcade.
Yeah, and it's also second. He's not dying there. Oh my god, it takes so long for him to get a kill or to be found. Is Shadows down to 23 HP. They do end up finding him anyways. A little bit scary, definitely so. Missing the Alpine finishes it off. It is a clean enough conversion from Adrenaline as they inch ever so closer towards 12.
Yeah, and they even saved some money there. We still had 2 members on pistols. One fell, but they also bring the 2 Guardians into this bonus as well. So what's going to be crucial here for Adrenaline to run away with this game is going to be these early picks. So they've had a bunch of early kills. Now they have a slight ultimate count advantage on some of the members with the plant, mostly just on Tyler C with that Nightfall. But they do still have to be wary. PP Daddy still on a heater. Hasn't gotten a kill yet since I've mentioned that ace. But they're going to go for the aggression, the spray. Oh, not quite there.
Spike down A.
Yeah, it ends up being punished for a second. Shadows was only able to find Lizzie McAlpine, and now Adrenaline are looking to... Alright, let's sort of get the mid-round on this. You know that you've taken down 2 on A, but is that enough for you to say we're going to try and take the site? Usually you'd say yes, but without anybody within A main, they call it off and they go over towards B, which is the Cypher site, knowing it likely would be lopsided towards the non-Cypher site to compensate and to try and lean on it a little. Chubby Dumpling has now got to play off of these trips and try to do something insane here.
Yeah. At this point now, it's going to be making sure you use your advantage to its fullest ability. Cup holder now with that orb as well. Has to run it back, will use it. We'll get spotted by the camera, of course, but will they find any value? Trying to find any cheeky off angles. They know Chubby's there.
Oh no.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, he was there, but couldn't get him. But also, cup holder, it's all good. It was simply... What? Okay, I'm only realizing now. This is insane. They go over towards A, and there's players still on there. It's the wrong decision. Oh no, dude, they can't do anything. The trigger discipline is lovely, and cup holder will only be able to take away a few other players. Spike already without enough time to be planted. As round 15 goes over towards Zentrix Nexus. They are down, but they certainly are not out. A quadra for the Phoenix, but with no chance. It's one round between them.
Yeah, Adrenaline, a bit of a miscall there, a bit of a misread. They already knew that Chubby was sitting in CT, so it was a very easy rotate for them, assuming that they had... I guess the call was to think that the defenders were just all playing on a site, but unfortunately just was not the right read. And Zentrix Nexus getting away with a round they might not have been in favor for, especially with the member disadvantage, but any day of the week you'll take a round win in that case.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about it as well is that the way I also start to kind of think about it is these rounds are starting to get very close, right? I mean, Literally only one was alive on both sides, which means that we're looking at a situation where you could break either side's economy. It's only really Cup Holder who's got about 3k, and you look at Zentrix Nexus and they've really forced up here. Chubby Dumpling has had to resort to an Ares, and Shadows has had to resort to a Guardian, but he's still good for it. That's the thing, they get on towards site, and he looks to dash onto it as well, and Ares with 2, but still Izzy McAlpine doubles down to try and claw this round back. Amic will trade back in due time though, leaving it down to Hyber. He's left within heaven. Gap towards this Brimstone. Amic, oh, he's just made a mess of it. As the chasing pack will close the gap, and it is 8-all.
Tying it up right when they need it for Zentrix Nexus here. You can see Adrenaline again trying to force the issue through that B main, not able to clear out any positions. If we look towards the comp that they have, they really only have the one or both teams only have one real smoker there in that Brimstone, and that Cypher, you have to be able to set up and give them time to at least put the cages down, and that's where they went wrong. Unable to get those corners, close the gaps, and make sure everything is airtight to get your way in. But as we can see, it's their time to push the issue through sand.
Yeah, sure, but I think that Amic is looking to do something ridiculous here. He's hovering nearby. Oh my god, the timing was almost brilliant! But Sparky remains aware, and now with Conversion Pass coming out, CCT is going to be stunned. He's not able to really do anything, but apparently he does! Oh my god, if you double down there within main, things would have looked so good for Zentrix Nexus, but now a 2v2, a swing, a possibility for them to try and bring this back, to try and get towards that upper bracket finals, get yourself into the top 3 is the question, but Chubby Dumpling puts a definitive answer, and the answer might be no. Backs over towards that stun. Tyler C cannot be capitalized off of it though, so now the time cage going down, he can't do anything. The spam going astray, and it won't be for anything. This round is certainly that of a Zentrix Nexus round. They go up to 9 and take the lead on defense.
Oh my goodness. They're going to swing once on the side of Adrenaline. Zentrix Nexus swings back in kind. Again, now it's 3 rounds in a row for them. This time around, capitalizing on the mistakes from Adrenaline. And now it's going to be a matter. Economy a little bit broken here. They're going to have to save for the next round on the side of Adrenaline. Sheriffs on 4, Guardian on 1, light armor behind all of it. But they have to now go into the blender. PP Daddy now looking for his first couple of kills in the first half. En route for it. Finds 2 immediately. Answers back. But still, player advantage for the defense.
Yeah, I was thinking for a second that he was going to get everyone there. Shadows says, you know, I'll do you one better. I'll also get 2 off of that spray. I'll get my eco frags. You don't get everything. It's all about you, PP Daddy. Nuh-uh. That was the team comms there. Nice listening. It's all down to Hyber. We'll try to find something, and that something is a bullet to his dome. Double digits for Zentrix Nexus as things heat up in the latter part of this final half of regulation.
Yeah, but as far as the round result is something you would expect for that eco buy for Adrenaline on the attack there. But now this time 3 ultimates, 1 more off from 4 for themselves as well. So it's going to be a bit of a response for Zentrix here to see how they respond to these 3 ultimates. Of course, they're probably going to have to want to get that run it back onto Cup Holder to get that early information, followed by the rest of the Convergence path before they invest it into the rest of the round. But same thing, PP Daddy could find it. Shadows.
No way.
Oh my god. Bullet lobotomy to start off the round.
That has a very nice mouth feeling to it. Bullet lobotomy. I'm taking that. That is going to be used and reused and reused. We're making it a thing. It's going over towards B, but they find one back there. Somehow, within Satellite, they push forward into Amic's crosshair, and he makes it a 4v4. Zentrix Nexus need this round. Just as much as Adrenaline do, you feel this Chubby Dumpling stuck within heaven. Nearby, Sparkies cannot perform. The spray's so good! So preemptive! And cannot find a third, but he was so good for it. Does good work for his team. The running back is not at all a problem. He'll get info. And the player disconnected, Tyler C not having the help of her Cypher. Palm goes down, out comes the Fade ultimate as Amic burns Tyler C to a crit and cannot perform
Hyber is the last to fall as Zentrix Nexus are 1 away from securing overtime.
Oh my goodness. Right now, just you saw Adrenaline there. The game plan a little bit rushed. You could see, it's like I mentioned in the game plan, maybe they want to use the run it back early, but instead they use it after the convergent pass, and they let that player of Chubby Dumpling in tower survive and wreak havoc after the fact. And right there is just how the utility just did not find any value, or at least not the value you were expecting to get if you're on the side of Adrenaline. But now, light armor semi-forced buy for them. Rifles in hand at the very least. Will they find a way to get another round win against Zentrix Nexus here?
Yeah, that is absolutely the question. Zentrix Nexus having heated up, I believe, 5 rounds in a row versus Adrenaline.
Joke's over.
They look to have a gearbox approach out from Arcade, out from main. ZCT will find the run it back, but can they perform still under the pressure of the rest of the players out to remain? Out comes the ultimate. It's looking like Valorant. CS players look away right now because it's looking damn complicated. Everyone in so many different positions to root out, and Cupholder opens up with first blood onto ZCT. Post-plant to go down. Brimstone ultimate again. And it does not end up finding anyone, but still Shadows will find Lizzie McAlpine. Now the retake to begin. PB Daddy softened up significantly to 10 HP and found by his adversary of Cupholder. Now Shadows up towards heaven. The conversion pass used. Chubby Dumpling will find Cupholder, but still the players on site performing. Tyler Seed will find Chubby Dumpling, and now a 1v2. A player from heaven as well as an element. A Shadow not looking in Sparky's direction, as that is Adrenaline up to a 9th round.
Yeah, a much needed round win. Do not let them get onto match point, especially with the economy behind Adrenaline. Absolutely of a must win in that scenario. Ultimates invested as well. Orbital strike on both sides, I believe. We're going to be throwing that round. Lasers falling from the sky, but no bodies will fall. At the end of it, just a bit of a macro call there. Just really, again, forcing the issue, playing with speed, playing with urgency on the side of the attack, paying off that round.
Got the spike.
Oh, it's getting real tense, isn't it, Hyper? Quite a bit of it's immediately traded back by ZCC. Got us back. Good team play coming out from Adrenaline. However, now Shadows with the noted everyone coming out through main. We'll just have to play for this retake. It feels like Adrenaline now might have a chance to bring this back, really. Feels like it's destined to go all the way. It did go to a decider, so why not OT is the question. You'll set will reveal where everyone is. It's going to help a lot, especially with Shadows finding Tyler C. So now an opening in this. The stun is brilliant. Dude, this guy's so good! But Sparky fights back and finds more. Lizzie McAlpine will add to that, and now they've only got 2 to work with. But can they do anything out of it? The flash comes out, it's not dodged. Out comes the stun, the delaying utility is so good, and Amit cannot do anything for it. Double digits for Adrenaline as they start to really now get behind Zentrix Nexus's arse.
Oh my goodness, what a clutch play from Sparky's down low, getting hit with the perfect saturate by Shadows. Taking out their Waylay counterpart was the impact frag that round. If that player falls, the site is open and they only have to worry about the players in A main. But unfortunately, on the backside, they also got the lurker as well, trying to wrap around. But so the offense still looking strong right now. Can they pour it on, keep the pedal to the metal, and tie it up to 11? We'll find out.
That is absolutely for sure. PP Daddy, whenever you see the POV on him, you always get a little bit worried that something spectacular is about to happen. It's a 1-round game between Adrenaline and Zentrix Nexus, and Shadows is looking. Oh my god, maybe it was a mistake though. Amic finds Cupholder, but it was not actually him. That was run it back. Highbelt will find another back to make it a 3v4. Now numbers down. Zentrix Nexus and ZCT do not want that, so ZCT will make it even. The T's now looking to rotate over from the attacker spawn over towards B. It's been a very naughty caster, I keep calling the attackers T's. But it's good, because I'm not actually saying the word. It's okay, right? but they're not in control of the broadcast. They can't touch me. Lizzie McAlpine finds PP Daddy, and also another player found to make it Chubby Dumpling in a clutch. I haven't seen a clutch from Chubby Dumpling before, but it feels like it might just be a save here. The credits not very good. The economy not exactly in tip-top shape as Adrenaline can go ahead and already think about the next round. It is 11-all.
Yeah, and you said it. You know, you're saying CTs and Ts, but right now, Adrenaline sort of living up to their name, terrorizing the defense right now with that rotate, catching them off guard with the timing already, with the speed off that first contact on B, and rotating off towards that, or on A and rotating off towards that B side. So crucial for them to get that plant nice and safe. Like we mentioned, already equaled up to 11. Will there be more damage done? Chubby finds one, but not too much damage done economically. I believe Adrenaline will have more than enough economy to get through the rest of regulation. Meanwhile, cannot say the same for Zentrix Nexus, as they do have to force sheriffs and a few non-rifle weapons. We even see a judge and light armor on multiple members. So gonna be crucial here. They're going to be playing for that final round, potentially playing for that OT. Might be the call, unless they can get some beautiful shots to start off the round.
Yeah, that is absolutely for sure. 11-4. It all comes down to this. They also go out in CCT fights. Cup holding, maybe, just maybe Zentrix Nexus can get away with murder. It's not even the lower bracket, sure, but it is still so damaging. Sparky is being found, and now Chubby Dumpling can wait. Cage coming out, has to snipe out, punished Fiber will make it so. And now the plant, it goes down. Neil Theft will expose some positions for the Shadows, finding Lizzie McAlpine. They're surrounded on all quarters, they have to fight forward, but it is into the crosshairs they go. Hyber has to get all 5 to keep his team alive, as Hyber will not be able to do so.
Wow.
It is overtime at the very least, and a series win at the very most.
Match point.
Zentrix Nexus, the rifles that they did buy will bring them into that round. They had the Guardian, they had the Phantom, only one of each, and they find those early kills, as we so importantly mentioned, to get those early picks, bring into a 3v5 for only a moment, but it was more than enough momentum for the rest of the team to get those gun upgrades and just find that steamroll opportunity once that plant was there. And look at this aggression from Arcade again, the defense unrelenting thus far.
Yeah, absolutely. Cup holder going to go and back up with his team. An all-important 24-round game to get yourself to that top 3. Trips being destroyed to go over towards the side. The execute begins. The player having not quite being exposed, but no, he's there. Emma will actually use that as a distraction though. Fight 3 off of it, as that can actually be the ending of Adrenaline and this upper bracket run. It all comes to an end. Back to back, a joke now. The Zentrix Nexus on the precipice of making it work, but not before Hyber has something to say about it. A 4v2. Forward and towards their crosshairs. It's not good enough. Giannis left on their own. They're all tucked in as they look to try and play with discipline, as that is Zentrix Nexus on to that upper bracket finals. They're into the top 3. They slot themselves in to the latter parts of the tournament as they send the reigning champions down to play in the lowers.
Oh my goodness, what a round. Zentrix Nexus clutching up in those final moments of the game. The game plan was to play safe, and unfortunately they ran into the danger that was Adrenaline and ended up punishing them for it. Absolutely crucial for those last rounds. Adrenaline just could not push themselves over the finish line. Maybe they tasted victory a little bit too early. But Zentrix Nexus, if you look at the scores, Oh my God, we have 3 players all dropping above 20 and everyone else in the double digits as well. Look at that, MVPs for both sides. Hyber 22, 20, and 5. Meanwhile, on the other side, Shadows overtaken PP Daddy for that top frag spot. 25, 14, and 2. Wow, what a game we just saw, June.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. It was my first game casting at this tournament, so I had a bit of fun. You know, been a while since I've casted some Valley. I'm going to call it Valley now. It seems. Yeah. Fun casting with you. Fun casting this series. Thanks to production. Thanks to management. Any last words before you are gone forever and this broadcast never sees you again? But this broadcast specifically, I'm sure you'll be on another broadcast. Just yeah, say something.
Yeah. I'm not K-Man, although I have cast with K-Man before. But if you want,
Yeah,
if you hear, remember, recognize my voice. It is the voice of Neon. This time, color casting, not on the play-by-play, but was a pleasure casting with you, June. Again, shout out to the production team for us and the team supporting the tournament. So yeah, thanks for having me for this cast. And yeah, anything from you, June?
Not really. I mean, PP Daddy is the GOAT. I guess. Genuinely, this guy's insane. I suppose I'll throw this out. I've said my thanks to everyone. I'm June, and you are gone. Leave this stream immediately. It self-destructs in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.